You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
Hey, Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your dick's so hot!
Come on. It's so good.
It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What is happening, everybody? Today is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022, and this is episode 586 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight we have Mr. Jason Nyes.
Jennifer Coolidge?
Jose Guzman.
Did Lee intro me yet?
Kelly Harris.
I'm Johnny Knoxville, and welcome to Popcast.
And our good buddy Mahoney. What's up, Mahoney?
I can hear all of you perfectly.
Yay.
I even heard Lee say it was 2020.
2022. That's how you
2020.
say years.
Oh,
Two.
yeah. When you were like,
Yeah.
this is February whatever, 2022.
That's not how you say years?
Oh, of course
So,
it is.
you know, I might have
normal.
been scrambling trying to find all my notes and shit. You know, it's okay.
I
Not a lot
mean,
going on. I'm chilling.
All right, as I tried to make fun of you for it, I forgot what month it was. So.
right. And, like, can you really fault Lee for not knowing what year it is? Because,
No.
I mean, it's just
Like,
been
you
one
missed up
long
2020 and
hasn't it?
2022, you know, the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We're in year 10,000 of the month of September.
We
Yeah,
never
so
made
Pope
it
is a
out of
real
2012.
That's right. It's a simulation.
Oh, we'll get to that later. Don't you worry. We'll get to that. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Just fine. Oh, man. Yeah, so, you know, hope you all enjoyed our vibe check-in last week. It was super chill. It was a good time. Good time. Back to regularly scheduled bullshit today. Today we're going to be talking about varying degrees of wildness in conspiracy theories. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what everybody brings to the table, especially our resident expert, Mr. Guzman over here. So it should be a good time.
The Brian Kendrick of the Popcast.
He's just
Yikes.
asking questions. It's going to be fine. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
he's
fine.
just got a lot of ideas.
Yeah,
Hey, you know.
we will. We will know. Oh, man. So, fuck, what's going on? Okay. All right. So, I got this fucking Peacemaker figure, you guys. A lot going on with this fucking Peacemaker. I found this it's the McFarlane Peacemaker at a buy, sell, trade shop, whatever, you know, last month, a couple months ago, whatever, for like $15. Didn't have the build a figure piece or whatever. I'll give me a fucking Peacemaker. And he sat on my desk for a little while. That is fine. Just staring at me. It was no problem. And I was like, oh, it's fucking stupid. He needs a gun. So I went and I I dug around in my parts buckets and bins, and I found him a gun. It's okay, cool. Peacemaker has a gun now. That's great. A little longer went by, and I'm like, well, at least his helmet was shinier. That'd be cool. So I bought chrome paint markers for his helmet. Ah, cool.
Yeah,
Look how shiny his helmet is now.
That turned out really good. Like,
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Yeah, looks
Yeah, I
fucking
saw
rad.
those pins in the store.
Oh,
should be
they're
on the
fucking cool.
list.
Okay, cool. Now he has a shiny helmet, and he's got a gun. Like, all right, well, the little rubber underpants or whatever that he's got on, that's part of the McFarlane figures. A lot of them do. Well, they're not painted right, so I'll add the blue lines to those. Oh, okay. I'll paint his belt buckle silver. It's fine. And then I'm like, shit. He needs pouches in a holster. Fashion pouches in a holster. And then I remembered, oh no, I have this big goofy Brock Sampson figures. I'll dig that out and I'll steal his pouches. And then I'll steal his holster.
Nice.
And I did that. And that was looking pretty good. And then I was like, be cool if I could see John Cena's face. if he didn't have his helmet on, that'd be cool too, right?
I'm
And
told
so
that you can't.
Yeah, it's very difficult. And so I happened upon a John Cena figure at another kind of resale shop, and I'm like, oh, this is Kismet. I better get this thing. And I bought John Cena, and I put John Cena's head on, and it looked pretty good. I was like, okay, cool. I bet I could separate the Peacemaker helmet from the face. And so I did that, and I destroyed this shitty Peacemaker face, and was very sad to see that the John Cena head cannot fit inside the Peacemaker helmet.
Oh,
So then I bought a second Peacemaker figure.
well, that fixes it all.
So I could take his head and repaint that helmet. So now I have Peacemaker with a shiny helmet and John Cena head. So that was pretty cool.
it's really
Then I see
fortunate
these
that you
fucking
found
arms.
a modern John Cena with the Peacemaker haircut.
Yeah.
They're hard to come by. Like that, like most of them have the buzz cut.
Right.
It was completely by happenstance that I found that one. Like, and that's kind of like the only one that would really work, because you would think that the Hollywood one that they have, like for his Fast and Furious character, would work, but he looks like a deflated, sad, saggy old man. It's a terrible likeness.
Mm.
Well,
It's
John
not good
Cena
at
does
all.
have very deep features.
Yeah. He also
Fast
has.
and Furious one is weird because he's Hispanic.
Well,
Yeah.
no. Vin Diesel's character is not Hispanic in the Fast and Furious movies. He's like Italian, Toretto, right?
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Okay.
John
Filthy eye
Cena.
Yeah.
Oh, well, John Cena definitely not fucking Italian either.
I'm a Toretto. No.
But I like a spaghetti.
What did you do with the arm? You switched out the arm?
Yeah, that's the other thing I had to do, because the McFarlane joints in particular on the arms are weird. It's like it's a double jointed elbow, and that's the same thing a double jointed elbow should do, right? But just the way that they're sculpted is weird. So they have like this big, like weird chunk of elbow if you bend his arm all the way. It's odd.
I do
And they're
like the
kinda plain.
swollenness.
Yeah.
He's not swole either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right.
Peacemaker been juicing.
Well, I got this extra Peacemaker figure, and I got this John Cena figure. Let's see what I can do. If I fuck it up, I still have an extra pair of arms I could use. So I took a Dremel tool and I cut the Peacemaker arm just below the sleeve and above the glove, and did the same thing on the John Cena figure, and then I glued them shits together, and now he has swole Peacemaker arms and interchangeable heads and a gun and pouches.
The gun thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absurd he didn't come with a fucking gun. It's patently
that's like
absurd.
a mandate across McFarlane, or at least like DC figures.
Yep,
It's
recently.
DC.
no guns
yeah.
anymore. Yeah,
Which
guns.
Which is like,
Just as you're gonna put out a Suicide Squad line.
yeah. A fucking bloody king shark, but we can't put a gun in there.
Nope, no guns. No, that'd be crazy talk. Which
Lee,
I
have
love
you
that
considered
there's
buying another John Cena to like whittle down the head so he can fit in the Peacemaker helmet?
mean, no, because I got with and without. It's fine.
Bro.
It's
Bro.
fine now.
Mary has a 3D printer.
Oh.
You need a model of the Peacemaker helmet and then measure the Cena head.
I'm
and
listening.
make your own Peacemaker
Listening.
helmet.
Well, I'm about $70 in on this fucking Peacemaker figure.
Yeah.
So,
True story, she just got a roll of silver filament.
oh shit, son.
Putting her to work.
Might be
For $70,
Might be looking
you
on
probably could've
Thingiverse.
got a Peacemaker cameo.
That show's so fucking good.
I thought you were going to get to a point where you're like, all right, well, I've done all this work. Let's see what John Cena's dick looks like.
Yeah. How are you gonna get the
sculpt
bulge
that
in
in.
there? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know why. Among I was building models and shit too, hanging out with the family, do whatever. And I don't know what why this became a pet project, but it sure as hell did.
Because the show just keeps getting better and better, and you're like, okay, well, I mean, the
Yeah,
figure
you're so into it.
needs to get better and better now.
Yeah, I showed Kerouac, and he's like, "This would only be crazy if Peacemaker weren't your favorite character in anything." And I go, I mean, he's my favorite character in the show with his name. Does that count?
Yeah.
That's my affinity for fucking Peacemaker.
Yeah.
But I think it looks dope as fuck now. It looks good.
It's nice
think
to
it
have
looks good.
projects.
Yeah.
How is Peacemaker not in Fortnite?
Come on, man.
That's
Oh,
kind of
you know
crazy.
who isn't? You know who is in Fortnite? Fucking Black Chrysanthemum.
And Fennec Shand.
Hell yeah.
I think it was 2,400 V-Bucks for the whole set with both of them.
Yep. It's cool when they do that. It's
Chrysanthemum
basically
is
buy one get
the
one
shit.
free.
Pretty much.
I'm a little disappointed.
So
Chrysanthemum's not as tall as he should be, but that's obviously just the limits of Fortnite skins.
Yeah, everybody's the same height. Except for
Yeah,
fucking Billy.
I have one left to watch. But I did see the one where he goes to the bar and Chrysanthemum just fucking everybody up for no apparent reason whatsoever.
Oh,
the chick's like, come on, just put this nice man down, and we'll clear your bar tab. It'll be fine. He looked at it for a second and rips the guy's goddamn arm off and throws him on the ground.
Yeah,
And then paid.
Yeah, and then paid and left.
He's like, no, I'll pay my own bill. I got this.
a cool little
badass.
detail of that is Wookiees and Trandoshans are like mortal enemies, like
Oh, is that right?
Civil
Okay.
War type shit, and also Trandoshans.
So he's sitting there like, look at this motherfucker.
yes, and
Having a good time, smiling.
their limbs grow back too.
Oh my god.
So it's like no harm, no foul. You need to get a new shirt, guy.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, break out the baby hand sling for a little bit.
Yeah, really doing him justice, man. I was super stoked to see that he wasn't like a one episode guy. Like, very fucking cool.
No,
Like, very
he's
glad to
going to
see
be
him
on
around.
the crew. There's no way the season ends and he's not part of the crew.
Speaking of, last episode tomorrow.
Oh,
shit.
shit.
So I think we might be binging all three.
Oh my
Good time.
God.
Yeah,
Well,
and the one after that was just an episode of The Mandalorian. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Well, yeah, but then that got the lady pissed.
Pissed.
It was a good episode, but she says it would have been better like its own thing. Get back to Boba Fett.
Yeah, but it's all the same show. It's all the same
kind of.
show.
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
almost
I know.
like this is really just the Mandalorian.
Season 3.
Yeah,
I described it as when they'd be ramping up on Walking Dead, and then next week would be a flashback episode to show you how the governor used to live.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
like, for
Kinda
no
like
reason.
that.
We know you're getting excited, so here's some bullshit.
Well, I mean, it wasn't
Exactly.
bullshit. It was a great episode of The Mandalorian in the middle of Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
But it
they did
also
well,
ties-
but it doesn't change what it is.
Yeah.
But it also ties Din Djarin into Boba Fett without him just showing up. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I felt it served its purpose. It was pretty good. I'm not mad.
It was a
at
great
at all.
episode.
Fantastic.
She just got butthurt, and then she ended up loving Peacemaker. So we binged all of Peacemaker and haven't.
And that's
Peacemaker's so fucking fun.
2
back.
episodes left.
Same.
So fun.
Yeah, we are definitely caught up. We watched that one earlier today.
Okay, while we're talking about awesome TV shows, you hit 2 of my 3 that I wanted to talk about.
The next one, 60 Minutes.
No,
Yeah.
there was Boba Fett. There was Peacemaker.
What's his name?
And then Boba Fett. Boba Fett. You call him Bubba Fett.
So do Bucko Boba Fett.
No, she said it. Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, but his name's Bob.
Anyhow, the third show is the Pam and Tommy show on Hulu.
How is that?
It is fantastic. Really good. Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee. Some chick as Pam Anderson. I forget her name. Lily something. And then
Lily
Seth
Allen?
Rogen and Ron Swanson as the dudes that steal the tape.
No shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. It does look pretty good.
Highly recommend. Like, Sebastian Stan looks, sounds, acts like Tommy Lee. Like, you squint your eyes and you're like, that's fucking Tommy Lee.
That's
Sometimes you
awesome.
don't even have
Good
to
for that
squint
guy.
your eyes.
Good for that guy.
And you see it all.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, you know what? I would hope you did. If not,
So-
what are we even
Sebastian
doing?
got a cool dick.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I
You
don't
said
know.
you saw it all.
Well, I don't think that was his dick.
Oh.
No, it has to be a prosthetic.
I think that's
was
kind of
a
what they're
baseball
doing
bat.
now is prosthetics for nudity.
Weird.
Yeah, because
with
Marky
his, you
Mark
kinda have
didn't
to.
have a fucking 15-inch dong.
Right?
yeah,
Well,
fuck
that's
you,
not
Marky
like
Mark.
a now thing either. That's a years old movie.
Yeah, but also Tommy Lee has got a fucking hog on it.
Right,
So like,
yeah.
if you're gonna do it, you
Yeah.
got to do something with it.
Yeah, you got to do anatomically correct. Unless they cast based on dick first, then can you play the role outside his pants?
I remember the first time I saw that, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Like Jesus Christ.
You cut out a bunch
That's
during
why
that,
this
but
is
I think
famous. I
we
get
all
it
got
now.
the
It's
gist
cool.
of it.
Yeah, I'm the only one that saw it. Right? Sure.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No, I saw the fuck out of it.
Come on.
Okay. Fucking leave me out here by myself. See if I give a shit. It's fine.
No,
No,
I had
your
5G.
audio cut out as you were saying, you describing what had happened, and we
Oh,
didn't hear
okay.
any
Yeah,
of
I didn't
it,
know you were done. or not.
but
I thought you kept going.
we completely understood what you were talking about.
Okay. All right. In that case, I feel less bad. All right.
It just kept
I'll allow it
repeating
then.
you talking about massive hogs.
Yeah,
Okay, Lee, we get it.
yeah, like hog.
God.
So Lee,
only
tell
thing-
us about your weekend's dick.
Only other thing I wanted to talk about was I love it when brands do dumb shit in the effort to like, you know, look inclusive and shit like that. Like I think we talked about during Pride Month when Skittles had all white Skittles because they were like, only one rainbow matters in Pride Month. And you're like, okay, Skittles, fucking calm down.
Mhm.
But I got an email today from TripAdvisor. And it fucking cackled me. Because it was like, let's see if I can pull it up. Because it was all like,
Oh my.
we're celebrating the shit. I want to get the wording wrong. Hang on. Because it was really fucking ridiculous.
I got it right here. The bright
Oh, here
future
we
of
go.
black travel.
Yeah, the bright future of black travel. So that was the subject. So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you get into it. It says, for Black History Month, we're celebrating the ways black travelers are making their mark on the world. It's like, really? It's like, oh, look at Greg and how he went to Phoenix. What?
You think there's a black man named Greg?
That could be a black Greg.
But no, Black Greg exists. But you better call him Black Greg.
Oh my god! It's just of all the brands that could be like, we're gonna do something to celebrate Black History Month. The people at Chip Advice who were like, fuck, we gotta do something. Let's call out, I don't know, famous black travelers. Okay, all right, whatever.
Okay, at the risk of getting Joe Rogan.
Go on.
We're all holding up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this.
It's like, at the risk of getting Joe Rogan, I'd like to say the N-word
No,
70 times.
okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. Maybe black people are maybe hesitant to travel because of their ancestors, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I remember when I was a kid. When I was a kid, Black History Month was like, all right, we're gonna talk about the peanut butter guy again. Great, like I get it. Like
yeah.
like come on. There are a lot more people that have contributed. Like, come on. Like, we can't just talk about the same 3 every year. Public school. Calm down.
I remember first grade for Black History Month, we had to do a little report. And even for like first grade, that seems like a lot. And I remember my report was like 1 sentence long, and it was Michael Jordan is a basketball player for the Chicago Bulls. He was born so-and-so. He is still alive, but you never know.
You never know.
Jesus Christ.
Like, as of the printing of this first grade report, Michael Jordan continues to be alive.
Maybe
Last
his
time
dad's
I
gambling debts will catch up to him.
I'm gonna tell Zoe to include that in her next report. Just, you never know. Oh my God,
Imagine
it's
you're a
ridiculous.
first grade teacher and you read that.
Like, is this kid threatening to kill Michael Jordan?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're like,
Contact somebody?
so do you like the Bulls? Or are you going against them?
It's like,
Your
Michael
teacher's
Jordan
like,
is
this-
still alive until I find him.
This your teacher says this really feels like a see something, say something kind of moment.
Michael Jordan shall live until he dies by my hand.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow.
But someday, mine shall be the last vidges he looks upon.
Teacher, what is good in life? Oh God. So, but besides being a fucking creep, what's going on, Nice?
Hey man, that like fills most of my schedule. Being a creep is a full-time job, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, homie? So last week we talked about had I gotten my medical marijuana license?
You're going to be.
Yes, I had applied for it, and it was a very shady process, and actually pretty easy when you get down to it. So I ended up getting my license, or whatever it's called, identification. Yeah, it's basically just an ID. They used my driver's license photo, which is like from 10 years ago. But okay. So yeah, I got my medical marijuana identification card and went and got some medicine, and I've been feeling real good lately. Not a whole lot of pain. I can focus. It's A+. Thank you, state of Florida.
And you know, not many chances to say that.
Right? Like I
About
never
virtually
imagined
anything.
the day when that identification card came in the mail. Mary's like, "Oh, this feels like it's got a card in it." I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I open it up and I see my driver's license picture, and I'm holding my medical marijuana identification card in my hand, and I just start cackling. I'm like, "You fucking suckers!" Not really, though. I mean, I qualify. You know, speaking of, I never got to talk about my accident because
Really?
you
No.
kinda
Yeah.
stopped
Yeah.
When it like became a thing.
So yeah,
Yeah,
this
we've talked a little bit about it, like
Oh.
off air, but not
Yeah.
on the show. Yeah.
So December of last year, December 16th. Oh no, December 16th of 2020. I'm sorry.
Holy shit, that's
It's
right.
been
It
a
was a
while.
year.
It was kind of rainy and shitty out, and I was going to pick up our Christmas cards for that year from FedEx Kinko's. And I'm driving down the main road here. Light up ahead of me turns yellow, so I brake, come to a nice, easy stop right at the stop bar. Light turns red. I'm sitting there for a second. I'm checking all my instruments, checking the song, looking at my phone, waiting for the light to turn green, and then all of a sudden I hear the squealing of tires behind me. And I look up, and there's this big-ass box truck just fucking barreling down on me.
Never a sound you want to hear.
Yeah.
Squealing tires.
And like
Just never
at
not
that
once.
point, there's nothing you can do. I'm dead stopped. And I did not have enough time to react, like gun it or anything like that. And they slam into the back of me, launch me like 100 feet. I do a 180-degree spin up onto the shoulder, pin the driver's side door up against a chain link fence. But like no injuries whatsoever. Like it fucking sucked. Like I kind of saw it all happen in slow motion, and boy oh boy, I wish I had thought to get the like street light cam or whatever, see if I get a copy of that to just kind of watch it and see how it happened compared to how I remember
Yeah,
it.
no shit.
Oh
right?
yeah.
But yeah, I crawled out of my passenger side door, got out. No real damage. I had a couple, like I guess my head hit the roof, so I had like a contusion on my head, just like skin my knee, but on my head. And I think
Sure.
I had like a burn on my hand from probably just like a rug burn, or it hit something, scraped real quick. My fucking glasses ended up in the trunk.
Oh my god.
My driver's seat.
That is crazy.
I did not find my glasses until we towed the truck home, and I was searching through it. So yeah, they ended up completely in the back seat. The driver's seat went totally horizontal. But you know, it was a big box truck for like a auto parts company, and the driver says something to me. He's like, "Oh, you all right?" And he's like, "So do we need to call anybody?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think we should call somebody." I think we should definitely call
Christ.
somebody.
Yeah, we just gonna go about our day.
The paramedics checking me out, checking my eyes. And as they're checking out my eyes, I go, "Oh shit, I'm not wearing my glasses. Where are my glasses?"
They're like,
And I don't
"Okay,
know.
Velma."
I wonder if at that point she's like, "Oh, this guy's concussed." But no. They fucking the fire truck comes, the EMT comes, they sweep up all the glass out of the street, and then they're gone like within moments, within minutes. And I'm just standing there left with this dude that fucking rear-ended me, waiting for a cop to come write a report. In the rain, on the side of the road. It was kind of wild. But long story short, while I walked away from it, super lucky to have not gotten bodily injury because it was pretty violent. I think my extra layer of insulation helped a lot as like my own personal body airbag, if you want to say. But in the days and weeks after, I was having a real hard time with PTSD, and
Sure.
I was having trouble sleeping because every time I'd close my eyes, I'd relive it in my head. And it. The few days afterwards, I kept getting more and more sore because it's like getting fucking shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And, I'm also 40 years old, so my body's not recovering as fast as it should. Got some painkillers and some muscle relaxers, and then, it was a corporate truck, and they really fucked my shit up and totaled the car. And while I was thinking about it and, feeling the pain that I'm in and going through the PTSD and all that, I'm like, you know what? Fuck these guys. Like, they kind of need to pay. So I talked to some people and got in touch with an attorney. And this is why I didn't say anything on the podcast or social media.
Right.
Because you're supposed to fucking mum is the word. And boy, oh boy, keeping secrets off of the podcast is something that I'm not great at. So it was a real marathon. Went to 4 or 5 months of therapy. Did a couple more months than that of the chiropractor. I thought the chiropractor was witch doctor bullshit at first, but it kind of works. It's nice. Go in there, get cracked a couple times, and walk out feeling like a new man. The therapy, the counseling helped, but I eventually I no longer found use in it.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I learned that if I start having a bad day or bad thoughts or things are pissing me off, it's just you got to talk to your brain and be like, "Hey brain, chill out a little bit," And one of the things the therapist would tell me, and you all think this, you would all think the same thing, is no matter what I'm going through, somebody's going through something worse, so fucking quit being a little bitch about it. In not so many words. So when I got that advice,
not something I want my therapist to say to me.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, okay.
That's a real slippery slope because, that's true. But I try to, I get into this in Nicole sometimes, like when she's having a bad day, whatever, and she doesn't feel justified in feeling shitty or whatever. And it's like, no, pain is relative. It's like, so, yeah, objectively, someone definitely has it worse than you.
Right.
But also, this still sucks for you compared to what good is for you. So, fuck you. Come on.
Hey, your mileage may vary as far as therapy, counseling goes. It definitely helped in the short term and in the long run, but I no longer found use for it. So,
yeah, I stopped going to therapy when I told my therapist that I felt like I won therapy. And she was like, "What? You don't win therapy?" I go, "Feel like I won therapy."
How did you win?
Huh?
How did you win? By getting the highest score?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think I fucking nailed it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fucking nailed it. At some point, I'm like, I think I got what I need out of this. I'm fine. I think I won therapy. She's like, that's not how it works. I go, feel like that works. All right.
Well, long story short, it's been over a year. We only recently settled with the company. It was a lot of work over the course of a year, but I think it was an insurance company, obviously, that we were working with. They're not gonna give you any fucking mercy with your payment or your premium, or if you make a claim, what do you got, a $2,000, $4,000 deductible? They're not there to protect you. So why should I feel bad about suing some insurance company? Fuck those guys.
No, fuck them. Yeah, fuck those guys.
Fuck them.
It's an insane thing. That just insurance is the only thing where it's like, okay, you got to have it. If you don't have it, you're gonna get a ticket. So it's illegal to not have it. You got to have it. You got to pay for it. But if you use it, well, you got to pay more. And then if you use it too much, well, now you got to pay more when you're not using it, so that when you can use it, you can pay more. Like, what the? Get the fuck out of here! Like, what?
Very strange.
Like,
I had a friend who had homeowners insurance that she like put in one claim for like water damage and one claim for like, oh, we got robbed, and they were like, all right, we're gonna drop you. And it's like, what? What? Like, so she like made 2 claims against her policy. They removed her as a customer. They're like, you're too expensive to cover. Bye. Like,
and like,
how is
as
that
a
legal?
culture, as a society, we're all like, yeah, no, that's just how
Makes
insurance
sense.
works.
Yeah.
Like, what? No.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's such a racket.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention, I was at zero fault whatsoever,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
listening to the conversation the driver had with the police officer, sounds like he might have fallen asleep.
Oh.
So,
no.
yeah, the
Been
cop was
there.
like, yeah, you start getting tired, you need to pull over and take a rest. I'm like, oh my God. This guy's a fucking professional, probably driving overtime hours during
And
Christmas.
then your insurance company was like, oh, that really sucks. I'm gonna need $4,000.
Yeah.
It really sucks that this happened to you through absolutely no fault of your own. You're gonna probably need a rental, and so that's gonna be a per diem fee of XYZ. Like, fuck off.
They probably still make money after the lawsuit.
Oh.
Some back in fucking wild way.
Nonsense.
So if somebody slams into the back of you and you're not at fault, and it's a fucking large, if it's a corporation, sue their asses off. Get your money, man. Like they've been fucking us in the ass enough. And if you think you need it, get therapy and go to a chiropractor. So
If your therapist tells you to fucking get over it.
yeah. But to bring it all back around, because of all of my, litany of issues, which I'm doing much better now than I was a year ago, it was super easy to get approved for medical marijuana. And boy, oh boy, PTSD, back and neck problems, those are like top of the list for things that'll get you prescribed medical marijuana. So.
Nice.
So is your brain and or back fucked up? Get you some, son.
I sent a picture of my card to my parents. I sent a picture and sent it to my parents, and my mom's response was, "Oh my God, line face." When like a month or so ago, and we brought up, hey, our doctor says I would qualify for medical marijuana. She was like, "Oh, that's good. Like, maybe it'll help." Changed her tune, and then she texted me privately. She's like, "Let me get some of that. Let me get some of them gorilla cookies." Oh, and
Love it.
we have been preparing for our trip on the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, which we will be doing at the end of March. So we're getting together our wardrobe for the trip because we are going to be in a Star War, and we just can't wear just fucking everyday clothes. We got to Star Wars it up a little bit.
Oh, look at these fucking nerds. I
Oh,
love it.
We're cosplaying our asses off. I found my my fingerless gloves from my Barf and Monterey Jack cosplay, and I'm like, oh, these are perfect Star Wars things. I got a hat with some quilting on it. I found a chef's jacket that looks like a Jedi shirt.
Okay.
Just trying to cobble together some fucking Star Warsy shit,
That sounds like fun. That's precious.
We're working on
Should
our
definitely do that.
We're working on our backstories too. So we will have met at a Rancor fight, but then through our love of the beast, we start a Rancor rescue to take Rancors out of the fighting life. But that's actually just all a cover because we're actually spies, and she's a computer slicer, and I'm the muscle.
Your Star
Just
Wars,
you
we
and-
bought a zoo.
It's you and Mary and Space Machete.
You should keep asking people like, hey, hear about the war that's going on out here in the stars?
I am gonna pick some motherfucker out of the crowd, And all weekend,
That's
I'm
your
just
buddy.
going to give him the stink eye. Maybe like
Yeah.
shoulder check him passing through the hallway.
What the fuck?
Pick one of them out. You got to beat the shit out of them first, right when you get on the boat.
To establish dominance.
Yeah, like neck punch the minute you step foot in there.
And then you go, I don't like you.
Yeah.
He doesn't like you either.
Tell him to empty his prison wallet.
AKA his butthole.
Give me all
Yeah.
your credits.
Give me your fruit. Cup.
Cocktail.
Cocktail. Fruit.
One of them.
Oh, God. Fucking love it.
It's going to be wild.
It is going to be wild. Very excited for you.
I'm going to have
What's
a
going
lot
on,
of
Jose?
Try not to piss off the lady bringing home a bunch of scraps from Home Builders Convention.
How's that working out for you?
Well, today I spent the whole day organizing everything. So right now, very well.
Just imagine she goes walking in and just like, great, more trash.
Just a bucket full of sand? Jose's
It's
like, yeah, but they treat it.
Yeah.
I assume it's a lot like me wandering around New York with all that amiibo garbage as him walking through the front door.
Well, yeah, because every now and then when I see the people coming around with, because the convention center, you just throw the trash in the aisle because there are people paid to come around and pick it up. So if you don't create garbage, you're actually causing somebody not to have a job. So you just throw everything out in the aisle. Somebody else comes and magically it's gone. But now it's like they're picking up shit that's good.
Yeah. No, I want that.
Because home builders, they all come, they build these houses and shit. They're not
Shipping that back
sending
somewhere.
the stuff back.
Yeah.
So like stuff that they wanted to make sure that got there nice, they're packing in foam and making sure it gets there. So I'm like, man, are we throwing out that foam? Look at that. So I've been getting that. Like I got like 3 boxes of that. So
I just picture you walking around and it's like you finding your underpants in Artist Alley all over again, but it's like finding some cool foam on the ground.
yeah.
Oh, shit, is that 900 cubic feet of bubble wrap? I'm going to need that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like this shit ain't garbage. Like this is some expensive shit. No, because that's the thing is they can have a whole sheet of Centra, cut a foot off of it, and then the rest is garbage. Like they don't need
Right.
it. They just throw
Right.
it out. Like that doesn't make it garbage. Like during a normal convention, you can charge somebody $100 for a piece of Centra. Like when it gets closer to showtime and they just broke their piece of Centra on their wall and now they got a wall missing a whole fucking thing. Like,
Bro, what the fuck is a piece of Centra?
Yeah, seriously.
it's like a plastic,
Okay, for like
but
floors or
they
walls?
use it usually like to cover walls. So like you'll build the walls and it won't have the face, it'll just have the frame. And then you can Velcro the Centra to it and you can put graphics on it or it's colored. Depending on what look you're going for. But you can also, it's durable, but you can score it a couple of times and it cuts easy. It's highly used in the convention industry for walls and just all kinds of things. It's very versatile. It's a versatile.
Zero
convention.
in the chat says that cosplayers used to use Centra.
Makes sense.
Because it's like bendable also, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
makes
it's not
sense.
just, that's what I'm saying. It's like a very versatile plastic because it's bendy, it's easy to cut, but it can still be durable. It's good shit. So you see a whole piece of Centra and you're like, well, God damn. I hope I got enough room in the truck.
Yeah, but then also you're talking about going to Home Depot and asking the guy at the saw if he has any extra sawdust.
No, not if he has any extra. I want the sawdust out of the machine. I know you got to.
Like, I don't care if it's extra or you got plans for it. I want it.
They're just going to throw it away.
Now, what,
Almost
what
like
was
it's
their
garbage.
reaction?
What do they call that when they have something that they're gonna throw away? What's
Trash.
the term for that? Garbage.
Yeah, but
trash.
one man's
La
garbage is
basura.
another
Basura.
man's treasure.
Now,
He
was
threw- See, but he threw it away because it has no value to him. But if it had value to him, he wouldn't have been throwing it away.
did he look at you like you were insane when you asked him for
A
it?
little bit, but I told him, hey, I'm going to ask you something weird.
And then he was probably just relieved. He's like, "Oh God, he just wants the trash." Thought he wanted to kiss.
Me and
See,
my
that-
girlfriend were watching you from the other side of the Home Depot.
You lead it off like shit's about to get real weird.
Yeah.
And then when you ask for, like, let me get that sawdust, he's like, oh, well, that's it? You don't want to fuck? Yeah, I'll give you sawdust.
Well, I mean, and knowing Jose, they're all charmed by him instantly.
Yeah.
I just said, come on, dog. I brought my little Tupperware in. I already had a plan because I worked earlier that day. So my plan is I had packed my lunch. So I had some sandwiches in the Tupperware. So I knew I had 2 Tupperwares. And the night before I was watching, some videos. They were doing some grass terrain with sawdust.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think maybe for some context, like maybe people don't know, like why are you collecting all this bullshit? Like,
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's for like diorama building and shit like that. And working on
it
some.
just occurred to me that we know why,
Yeah.
but they might not. Like, what the fuck
It's
is this
for
guy
his
doing?
trash collection.
So one
He
of the
started hoarding.
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. So you can take sawdust and mix it up in some paint, and it can be any type of flocking you want it to be. It can be grass, it can be leaves, depending on how you work with it. So I'm not going to pay for sawdust.
I'm not even sure you can.
Yeah.
You can buy bags of sawdust somewhere. Like,
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, for all the middle school vomit piles.
yeah,
Oh,
'cause-
okay. Fair.
Yeah, and like when you go to like the Stater County Fair, when they have like the goats and pigs out, they just put some
makes
sawdust
sense.
under them for their poops.
well, because it's used to pick up a shitload. Gas stations sometimes get sawdust because if they need to pick up a gas spill,
Yeah.
sawdust can be used for that.
Okay. I'm sold.
So there's legit, like, you can buy it. I mean, but
Please don't buy
trying to
sawdust.
launder money.
Yeah.
But I ain't trying to spend money. I'm trying to keep a relationship going. So I gotta- yeah.
Trying to
Not
do
be
this on the
spending money.
low. The frugal diorama builder.
Oh man, speaking of that, Jose, I watched remember that Japanese guy I sent you the video of, and he makes like Kamen Rider suits?
Yeah.
I watched his most recent video, and it starts off with being like, oh, here's today's build and why it might be my last video. He screwed up with, like, he was making something with silicone,
Uh-huh.
and the mold started to leak because, like, he used 2 different kinds together, and they didn't match.
Yeah, no, that shit gets real touchy once you start mixing.
And the shit leaked into his printer. And just it leaked onto the top of it and then into it. So his printer, like a really like high end printer, is just full of fucking silicone. and he's like,
Aw.
and he goes, my wife won't let me make any videos until I pay to fix this.
Yeah, but why even put
Why
your
set it
mold
on there?
near, like, your expensive shit?
Yeah, I don't know. He just he said he got too cocky. He thought he was
Yeah,
you got
okay.
too comfortable. Like this, I'm not
Yeah, that
new.
explains
I know how this shit works. Yeah.
Yeah, if he got too cocky, that'll do it.
Yep. And
Maybe
so
he's
I,
just
I
looking
don't
for
know
a
if that
way
dude's
out.
making any more videos.
Aw. Aw. Well, at least until he pays that off.
Yeah.
There'll be some kind of GoFundMe.
Yeah.
But so it looks great. So now I have a half-gallon milk jug that's a quarter full that I'm going to bring over to Home Depot and fill it up.
Now, do they
I
like
love
what do they? Does he have like a shovel? Like, what does he use to?
No, it just gets sucked into it. So what? Pretty much what they have is if you go back to the lumber department, you can have your wood cut there if you buy wood that's just too big for your truck or for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But they will cut your wood. That saw is just hooked up to a fucking
Vacuum.
yeah, shop vac.
Okay.
So he just opened the shop vac and I just dumped the Tupperware in there and filled it up.
Okay.
So getting it's no problem. It's just opening a shop vac.
Yeah. No, I was like, does he have like a funnel you pour it into or something?
No, now that I know the
I
situation.
mean, if I was the guy, I'd just scoop it with Jose's container.
So I told him, I'll be back. Believe that.
And then Jose shuffles an aisle over, opens up the Tupperware, sets it on the ground, and then drops his pants.
Whose underwear is this?
Why is there a guy
also-
shitting in a box of sawdust?
Carl.
And there's usually always like a fucking box of concrete open. So I'm gonna scoop up some of that.
Love when you find a freshly opened box of concrete.
It's not like fucking grapes at the grocery store.
It kind of is.
Well, yeah, but I'm not trying to eat it, so this is cool to pick up off the ground. This is cool to scoop in.
Jose getting dragged out of Home Depot. Like, I'm not trying to fucking eat it.
Yeah. But
problem?
and then I go to the tile department, the flooring department, and they have those sample tiles and sample little wood pieces. Those make for great little bases. So
Oh my god.
I go over and scoop up a couple of samples, because I'm sampling.
This is your new format. Like,
Yeah.
you need to have your camera woman follow you into these stores and see all this wheeling and dealing you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, there's no
See-
wheeling. There's
see-
no
see the
dealing. I'm
big,
just finding shit, and I'm kind of. I don't know. I mean, it's not stealing it.
The big hearts in the eyes of every employee that sees you after you've charmed them.
Because I mean, they can't sell it. None of this has retail value.
They're not gonna put that concrete that's on the floor back in the bag.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm
they
doing
just gotta
you guys a
clean it up
favor by
anyways.
picking it up because now you don't have to pick it up.
You walk in with a little hand broom and dustpan, and you just walk in the front door. You talk to the manager, and you said, "All right, I'm gonna walk around this store.
I'm gonna do the
Anything
chores for you.
I could fit into this dustpan, I can take."
I'm waiting for the day he comes home with just a box of broken glass, and he's like, "Look at all this cool stuff I found."
Well, no, for broken glass, I got like the lime juice.
Yeah.
Well, those lime juice comes in like a green bottle. You cut
Okay.
that up, and then it looks like perfect broken glass.
Oh, okay.
And then I got a dark brownish, like vitamin little bottle, and that makes for pretty good brown broken glass.
Nice.
See, I'm not completely insane. I got my limit.
There's a method to the madness. I respect it.
Oh, I did pick up some sweet ass, shiny ass black plexiglass
Ooh.
that is going to make for a great Star Wars floor one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be cool.
So that, and working home builders, it's a big ass show. People are building, so there's going to be some wood. That down's going to be so nuts. I'm going to come in I'm coming in like 20 minutes early, and I'm just going to peruse the floor. It's going to go
It's
shopping.
like Toy Fair on Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, pretty much. It's fucking Toy Fair for home nerds. I mean, it's the same thing. I don't know if it's open to the public,
I think it is.
but I mean, they got some wild shit going on there.
Wild shit, man.
Yeah, and then it's in
What's
Vegas.
got going on,
next
Kelly?
week.
Not much. Went and saw Jackass with my mom. That was fun.
How is the Jackass?
It's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Oh.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah, no, it's a good return to form for the boys. They bring in a new batch, like the next generation, and they're all pretty good.
Okay.
There's one girl in the new batch, and she's just a fucking badass who doesn't flinch at anything. Like, they were doing a bit where they had to be mimes, and she was just licking a taser and just nothing.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. They did another bit with her where it was like they're doing plastic surgery, but they're just having her lips get stung by a scorpion.
Jesus.
Barely a response. Just,
All
just
right,
like,
hardcore.
yeah, she's real hardcore. The opening of the movie is a kaiju movie. That's kind of amazing.
All right.
Like, they have like a whole like miniature city built, and then they painted up Chris Pontius's dick and balls to look like Godzilla. And like, he's underneath the set with his dick and balls up through the bottom, and they like have a whole rig so he'll be moved across the street, and they've got like puppet strings on his balls because that's where the feet are to make it look like it's walking.
What the fuck?
It's fucking incredible. Like, it's a really well done bit. Like, the little city looks great. The
yeah.
dick makeup looks great. So that's
Yeah,
the
I
whole
gotta get
opening
out
bit. It's really fun. You see a whole lot of pig cum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
A lot more watery than you'd expect.
Oh.
Well, once you get to that much of it.
Have you ever tasted a sentence someone else says
Oh,
before?
God.
I did that, and it's not good. I'm like, ugh. I could just taste the words you said, and they didn't taste good.
Be more
Like,
careful with your sentences. Kelly's talking
Yeah.
about a lot of pig cum, and you're like, you ever tasted? All of us just inhaled at the same time.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of dicks and balls in this movie.
I'm glad to know, because I was
tiniest bit of gaping.
Oh.
Just an eensy little bit.
Who's?
And this movie's in theaters. Okay,
It's in
cool.
theaters.
Not
Yeah,
the first
that's
time
good.
there's been
That was-
gaping in theaters, if you know what I mean.
It would be Steve-O.
I thought Steve-O died.
No, Steve-O's thriving.
No,
No, that was
Ryan Dunn,
Ryan
yeah.
Dunn, yeah.
who the
No,
movie is
I
dedicated
know
to.
Ryan Dunn died, but I also thought Steve-O
Oh.
died.
Remember when
No,
Hulk
he's-
Hogan thought Bam died?
Yeah.
wasn't Bam. Didn't Bam sue him for not putting him in the movie?
Bam is not in the movie.
And he is not happy about it.
No.
Well, from what I understand, he's kind of an asshole the whole time. It's hard to
yeah,
deal with.
and he's
then
like
he,
not doing good. Like, he's
Yeah,
all
he's off
fucked
the
up
wagon.
on stuff.
They
And
were
then he
pretty
tried
much
to
like,
sue
if we
them.
put you in the movie, you're going to kill yourself through
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol. So we're not going to put you in the movie. And he was like, "Well, that makes me sad."
And then he tried to sue them, saying that he wouldn't be on drugs and alcohol if he wasn't in Jackass, so it's their fault. So they should pay him for
Yeah.
being a drug addict. So like, come on, man! Like, that's not cool.
At Hulk Hogan. Damn, Bam, I wish you were still with us. I sure would love to hang out again, my brother. Love you, miss you, HH. At Bam Margera. I'm alive, brother, but miss you too.
But yeah, it's
because I thought about taking Zoe, and then I'm like,
I wouldn't.
yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't sure, because Zoe
You know
can
who
hang
else I
pretty hard.
wouldn't? I wouldn't take Jax.
Viva la Jax!
but for very different reasons.
Because then next thing you know, you're gonna get a call from school because Jax painted up his dick and balls to look like Godzilla.
I'm glad, 'cause that was actually the one thing that kind of why we didn't go last weekend. Is I'm like, I'm not sure
That
what the dick and ball situation is.
Oh, it's a
good
lot.
to know.
it
It's a
wouldn't
lot.
be Godzilla though. It'd be like a Megazord.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
don't start them with Jackass Forever. Like, you're going to have to start them with the show and then lead up to it.
Yeah.
Start calling it Jack's ass.
Viva la Jax.
So does Zoe have any context for Jackass?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've not watched. I have described it, but I have not I haven't watched it yet.
Like, I don't feel like it's a good entry point to the series. It's more of
sound like it.
It's a culmination of everything they've done.
Yes,
like there
it's led
there
up to
are
this.
a few bits that they are like redos. And actually it's kind of
Okay.
cool. In the credits they show like the version they did side by side with their original version.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
so it's just like, oh, here's what we did before and here's what we do now that we have money to go along.
Steve-O has a comedy special that I wanted to check out where so it's like a multimedia thing. So like he's on stage, he's telling stories, and he's telling stories with his crazy stunts that he would do. And then he shows the video of the stunt, like after he tells the story about it. And so it's like a weird little kind of story session. And the one that I really wanted to see is he talks about laying down on his side in a puddle of jet fuel, and then they light that shit on fire.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
Apparently, that doesn't go well.
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't
don't
think
say.
so.
Yeah.
Like those fucking Russians.
They can
Yeah.
take your duck to speak.
They what was it? A campfire or a grill that those
It was like a
Russians-
grill that they were trying, or no, it was like a fire pit. They
And
were
then-
trying-
Oh, that's right.
They
yeah.
threw it in the above ground pool, and the above ground pool caught on fire.
Because
Yeah.
well, they took the gas can and poured it onto the fire, and then the fire ran up the gas into the can.
Yeah.
And that's how that all started. So they threw it in the pool, and it just started the pool on fire.
and deflated the pool.
Yeah, it melted a hole through the
Melted
pool,
immediately.
and the guy was on fire and still like. Was he trying to kick it off of himself?
He was trying to kick the fire off of himself. I was at a party one time, like fresh out of college, bunch of people, and they had a bonfire going, and the person who lived in the house got a gas can and was like, I'm gonna pour this on the fire, really get it going. And I was like, no, buddy. No, you can't pour gasoline on a fire. And he was like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. The gas doesn't burn, the fumes burn, everything's fine. And I'm like,
That's a ridiculous thing to
you
say.
cannot pour that gasoline on that fire. You're going to explode. And he's like, everything's going to be cool. You don't know what you're talking about. And he was dead set on doing it. And I just like slowly gathered up like as many people as I could and was like, hey, come over here, like far away from this fire pit.
Did he do it?
Yeah, he did it. He didn't die, but not for lack of trying.
Was he one of the Yoo-Hoo boys?
He was not. No, I don't know the Yoo-Hoo boys outside of high school. I don't even remember their names.
Rascal and Varmint.
Yeah, I was like, what do you call them? Biscuit and Grover? Like,
I just remembered that before I saw Jackass earlier that day, I walked into a cabinet and almost knocked myself unconscious. So that was like the
Okay.
perfect lead into that.
Kelly, you got to be more careful. You're very special to us.
I had a nice lump on my head going on that day.
you should just wake up every day and be like, my name's Kelly, and this is Jackass. Go about your day.
Just go live your day.
I fell down in the bathroom.
One of my first projects for film school was a parody of Jackass. Well, we were supposed to do a PSA or a commercial or something. Jose did Destro for President, and I did Don't Be a Jackass. Because at the time, the TV show was on, and it was when they did the human... Johnny
Destro
Knoxville
wasn't
wore
the
the
PSA.
suit covered in meat and sat on the grill, and then kids were lighting themselves on fire, apparently.
Oh, God.
So it was Don't Be a Jackass, and we had one guy go in a porta potty, and then we kicked it over, pushed one guy across the street in a shopping cart, and then the last one was the guy with the can of gas and a lighter. Don't be a jackass.
The
Fucking
PSA
great.
one I did was the same guy shooting up a school.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What was the
The-
message, Jose?
Don't shoot up schools.
shoot up
Be
schools.
fucking better parents and pay attention to your kids.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, seriously, that was pretty much the gist of the PSA was pay attention to your fucking kids.
You know what's wild? None of the Jackass like movies or show is streaming anywhere.
Not even on Paramount?
I don't think so.
I thought they were on Paramount.
Are
Is
they
it
on
an
Paramount?
insurance thing?
Yeah,
you
any
know,
show that
MTV's
has,
too
like,
busy doing ridiculousness.
Yeah. Any show that comes with a PSA in front of it to be like, don't do this, doesn't really surprise me if they're not streaming it.
Sad. It's a lost era. I hope this new generation can bring the show back.
Well,
'Cause they were fun. I like them.
A few of those seasons or the DVDs were out of print for a while because
Yeah.
of kids trying shit at home.
I know I've got a full run of Viva La Bam. I don't know if I have all of Jackass.
Viva La
on
Bam
DVD.
was so
fucking
great.
loved
Viva La Bam was so good because Viva La Bam was Jackass, but with like a story through line for
and
the
a budget.
episodes, and shot incredibly well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if you like European goth rock, it's
I saw
for
him
you.
fucking live.
Dude, me too.
Fuck yeah, he's got some good shit.
He rules.
Yeah, but I definitely found out about him through Bam.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this shit's pretty good.
Him, the
CKY,
69 Eyes.
Skeletor and Beastman.
Yep.
Beastman
Yeah,
AIDS.
Viva La Bam's got good
Was it
music.
Critter Environment?
Rascal.
Rascal Environment.
And then other than seeing Jackass, I've been watching a whole lot of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger.
Oh, there you go. It's a
Because
fun
I
time.
realized, remember how I told you I fell off at some point and I need to get back to it?
Yeah.
Well, I went back and realized I only made it to like episode 4.
Oh, that's not falling. We just haven't watched it.
Yeah, because
At that point,
I went through everything I had downloaded and I started as like, all right, I'll just the last episode, I'll just see if this is where I fell off. And I watched, I'm like, nope, don't recognize anything from this previously bit. And I was like, all right, let's go back to I don't know, episode 10. Tried that. I'm like, nope, don't recognize any of that. I'm like, all right, 6. Nope, don't recognize any of this. And then I finally got to 4. I was like, okay, I've seen this one.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. So I've been going through and watching and downloading and stuff. So I'm up to like episode 14 or so now. And like it's so much fun. I really like that show. I started working
it's
on
a real
the,
fun one.
Yeah, I started working on the mini plas. Those are pretty cool. Got the first the red and yellow combiner done.
And they're pretty great. It's a neat idea for the gimmick. Like, I don't know, just it's unique.
Yeah.
And they're
Like I'll
carrying
say
it
the
over some of it
individual
till next year.
models kind of look shitty, but like when you combine them, they look great.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the concession they have to do
Yeah.
to make the robot look good.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. The Bandai Candy Toy team has a blog, and
Oh.
Google could translate it pretty well. And so, whenever one of the new, either like the Kamen Rider little Udo figures or these come out, they'll not only kind of do like a review of it, but they'll walk you through the process. Sometimes they show the prototypes. And they're like, yeah, it used to look like this, but then the elbows and the robot didn't work, so we changed it. Now it looks like this, and now it works. And it's kind of cool. Like, you don't ever get to see that usually.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's,
that's
it's pretty
cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then I finally officially called it wraps on my Perfect Grade RX.
Fuck, it
very-
looks good, dude.
I'm very happy with how it
Sounded
turned
like
out.
you said pervert grade.
Yep. My Perfect Grade RX, you got some little underpants you can take off.
Comes with a dick.
Comes with a big old
Clothes.
floppy dick. Stick
You
that
ever
right
see a
on there.
Gundam half gape.
Jesus.
Kelly, can you please pose your Gundam in a spreading his ass cheeks pose?
Could you?
Possibly.
Yeah, how posable is he?
It's really like there's a lot of posability to him.
Nice.
Lee, can you do the same with your Peacemaker?
Probably.
He's a foot tall.
Roundabout, yeah. Yeah, I'd have to
Alright.
actually measure him for sure, but like he's round a foot.
Oh man, Kelly, you're about to get a jar of sand in the mail.
Here, I made you a desert.
Oh yeah, there you go. All the Jackass movies are in fact on the Paramount Plus. Look at that.
Nice.
Is the show
Including-
up there though?
No,
Okay,
but it does include the .5s.
that's cool.
So like it's all there, which is cool.
And I saw an interview with Johnny Knoxville. He was already talking about the 4.5 that's coming. So I'm excited for that.
Wild times. Wild times. What you got going on, Mahoney?
Oh well, I haven't been doing really anything at all.
You sound better than you have in a while. So there's that.
Who's that? I'm just about done with all my medicine and recovered from my flu and pneumonia bouts. I met some new person at work the other day, some lawyer, and he was like, somebody said something about how I don't sound good, and I was like, yeah, I had the flu and then pneumonia, but I'm pretty much over it now. And he was like, oh shit, like pneumonia's no joke, like that kills people. And I was like, yeah, but you know, it's fine. I'm pretty much over it. And he's like, well, good. Like, I hope that you get better from it. And I was like, well, yeah. There's either get better from it or die from it. So yeah, I hope that I get better from it too. Good.
Like,
Thanks
if
a lot, person
there
I just
are-
met.
2 options.
Yeah. I'm gonna choose the don't die option. Thanks.
Thanks for pulling for me, Tony.
Yeah, you should have
Yeah,
been like,
exactly.
nah.
Like, what is happening here? But yeah, that's it. I've been working a lot. I've been watching a lot of streaming stuff. I've watched like all of the Power stuff on Stars. I'm back on my Stars bullshit. So things are going well.
Yeah, I commented on. I saw a commercial for one of the Power spin-offs, and it was all white people, and I was very confused.
Yes, well, that's the new one. So there's always been Tommy, who is the white guy.
The Power Ranger.
Power is very much a black show. Like, they make it a point. It is very much like one of those shows, like an old timey UPN show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember old timey UPN.
Yeah, and it's great. Like, it's a phenomenal show. It's all about drug dealers in New York. It's a great show. And now there's like, there's Power, like the like proper one. Then there's like the one that's the prequel about the guy who like got them into the drug game. And there's a spin-off about the guy's son. And now there's a spin-off about his best friend Tommy, where Tommy goes to Chicago and like gets involved with the Chicago mob.
Threatens Michael Jordan.
Pretty much, yeah. So he gets to Chicago and he immediately runs afoul of the mob. And the mob decides he's from Boston because he's just some random white guy. And he's like offended because he's from New York. And he's like, Boston? Like, what the fuck? And as the mob is driving away, the guy's getting in his car and he's like, fuck Larry Bird and fuck Tom Brady. And the Tommy guy is like, okay, like, this is ridiculous. So then later on in the episode, he, of course, runs up with that guy again. And he kicks the shit out of him. And as he's about to stomp on his wrist and break it, he's like, you know, like, fuck Tom Brady, but Larry Bird is a national treasure. And just, like, cracks the guy's wrist open.
Jesus.
It's a good show.
Yeah, so it's for families. I get it. Family show.
Yeah,
Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you're into,
Jax would love it.
mob shows, like mafia, drug dealer type shows, it's a good time.
What was the temperature up by you when Brady retired?
Everybody was fine. Everybody was confused because it was confusing. And they were like, Brady's retiring, and then they were like, no, he's not. And then they were like, yeah, no, he really is. But
Jose
people
has
have
a
been kinda
friend.
over him for a couple of years now because of the whole Tampa thing.
Jose has a friend who's a Brady fan, and texted Jose like it was a eulogy.
Yeah, like the tone that which it came off was like he's gone.
We all just
No.
have to accept it.
There's definitely people who are like, you know, there are people who are not angry with him, but like people don't really care about Tom Brady. Like nobody's like, oh, I'm super into the Bucks now because Brady's there.
Mhm.
They're, you know,
They're like,
it's
he
all Mac
retired 2
Jones
years
now.
ago in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked a gig at the mall and all the Bucks gear is 65% off.
Next year it's probably going to be even cheaper.
I don't know. They might get Aaron Rodgers.
Now's the time to get season tickets because they're going to be cheap.
When you do it, build up your better seats during the lean years.
Do we want to talk about the ice cream thing real quick?
We can talk about the well, we all came
we
to
talk
an
about it.
agreement, so it felt better. Like we didn't have to fight about it on the show.
But I do
Yeah.
feel like
about
it's
that.
good content.
Yeah, for sure. So we stumble across this, and so we stumble across this post. It says you have to pick one of these ice creams to put in your butt. Which one are you gonna pick? And it's all ice cream truck ice creams. I don't know. I can't see if you have it up nice. Yeah,
I
you
do have it up.
Okay, so you gotta choose, and it's like bullshit options like a Choco Taco or an ice cream sandwich. Nobody's putting that in their ass. Like it's just not gonna work. And then there's like a rocket pop. And you're like, all right, well that's the right shape and about the right size. That might work. And so I'm like, well the clear choice here is a push pop. And immediately I get pushback, and I'm like, no, it's a push pop, and I don't want to hear it. Like a push pop comes in a built-in like tube that is like, here, push me up against your butthole, squeeze this ice cream out, and it's like an applicator. It's gonna pump it in like a caulking gun. Like it's gonna be amazing. And everybody's like, no, that's stupid. And I was like offended. And I was like, well, we are talking about this on the show. And we probably debated which ice cream was going in your ass for a solid 30 minutes to an hour. And what was different about it is that we did it in the group chat with all of the wives. So we normally do this.
They don't get a chance to see that.
Yeah, we normally do this in the group chat that's just us. But instead we did it with everyone. And then it was just people being like, what are you talking about?
Their phones must have been just going off like bzz, 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 bzz. And it's like, oh my god, did 9/11-2 happen?
Yeah, this is like everyone was so passionate about this. I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah, we have to come to consensus.
Well, in our group, we tend to have very rigid opinions right off the start. So I knew that this was going to start a fight.
Yeah.
Now, explain to me the push pop again. Now,
push pop is perfect.
You're not putting the whole cardboard tube in your ass.
You have to put the ice cream.
But you do start with like the tip of the cardboard tube.
Yeah, you got to get some of the tube in there.
Right.
You don't have to get it in. You just got to get it lined up,
Yeah, but push pops can be so mushy sometimes.
That's
Then
my
it's just
issue. With
like,
it.
That's why you need the cardboard mechanism.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you
should at least get like at least an eighth of the cardboard.
Yeah, you need
'cause
the
it's not
rim
like
of the
which
cardboard
ice cream
in
do you
your
want to
asshole.
like just smother all over your ass. It's what's going inside you.
No. You just kind of open it yourself up a little bit, just a little bit. You get yourself all lined up, and you just start pushing, and your body's gonna take it from there. It's just gonna suck. Pull it all
I think
in.
what about a good old just freeze pop?
Yeah,
Well, that's not on the list.
well, you got the firecracker.
Yeah, but that's not a freeze pop. You know what a freeze pop is? Those like really skinny things.
Yeah,
that's
like an otter
Yeah,
pop.
it's like shoving a little ice pack in your butt.
yeah, but that's not what we're talking about here, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You should put up there though.
But you,
that's not
you
that's
could
not
do
an
it.
option.
You could do
It
it
is
the same
now.
way as the push
I'm not
pop.
doing this for funsies.
Slap that bitch up on the list.
See, I was under the impression it says you have to shove one ice cream up your ass, and I'm thinking the whole thing doesn't have to go up there. So I figured the firecracker because of the tapered end, but then you guys are like, no, the whole thing has to be inside of your asshole.
Yeah,
See, I was thinking firecracker first too because of the tapered end, but then you need that extra layer of support.
Yeah,
You're
but I
gonna
think
get
the
with the push
firecracker
pop.
is rigid enough to get in your butthole without issue. The push pop, you're gonna have to open yourself up more initially for the push pop.
Yeah, the push pop's not going to go in on day one. You're going to have to work your way up to that for sure.
The firecracker, you can kind of work it up there a little bit. Take your time.
Be a man. Shove Tweety's head up there.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, at one point, Kelly was like, I'll do a creamsicle. And I'm like, what kind of rectangle-shaped asshole you got going on there?
Well, and I don't know. In my head, I was thinking about it as like smaller for some reason too.
You guys say, I thought I saw a putty cat. And when you get Tweety's head in there, you have to scream, I did.
Well, at least it's not like when Mahoney was just telling us you can just roll up the Choco Taco into a ball and shove it in there.
You could.
Why?
Guys, just sit on this big fucking softball of
Just-
ice cream.
Squeeze it into like a snowball, like a meatball, and you just pop it up there.
That's not how that would work.
That's exactly how that works.
Yeah, I think
It's a firecracker, though.
the Choco
Yeah.
Taco, anything with a cone
The chip
on
witch
it,
is out of the question.
yes.
Chip Witch
Anything,
is such a bad option.
anything with a very jagged outside is off the table.
Yeah, but see,
Does
you
the
could
chip
take a
witch have the
firecracker.
bite taken out of it.
You can take a firecracker all the way up there, pinch it off, and just pull the stick out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pushing, no mess, no fuss. Put your underwears back on and go back to work.
Only you guys make me frustrated enough where I'm like, I would like to put an ice cream in my ass just to prove how this can work.
Just right now, I'm going to show you.
Like the snow cone, not gonna work. You're gonna have a real bad time with that.
Yeah, but the snow cone and the screwball, I suggested you flip it upside down and start with the small end
Yeah, but
first.
sometimes, like, you can cut the roof of your mouth with those snow cones. Like, if you
Yeah.
take too much of a bite without
Right.
it really being, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So imagine taking those. It's like shoving broken glass up your booty.
the screwball is much easier than the snow cone it kind of looks like a butt plug if you want to admit it.
Thinking about Tweety, the ice cream that those like head ones are usually made of is pretty malleable. Like that's more of like a sherbet almost.
If you say
Yeah,
you're
it's kinda
gonna
like the
squeeze
push
it
pop.
into a meatball and push it up your ass, I'm gonna lose it.
I know. I think you kind of squeeze it up so the head gets a point, and then you kind of mash it along and make it longer.
All of this is just so much effort for what the push pop already provides you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the push pop is more effort than the firecracker. The
my
firecracker, you
God,
just
no.
take it. No, the
No.
firecrackers, you can't just shove a push pop up there.
The push
Like-
pop's gonna be rough to start with. Once
so
you're past that, you're all right.
It's so not. I want a 5-pack of push pops and all of us together.
I'll tell you what, you take a 5-pack of push pops.
I'm thinking about it.
This is the next. We're doing our own jackass.
Mahoney's gonna be over there just balling up a Choco Taco.
This is
call
how we
this-
get canceled for putting videos of ourselves putting push pops up our
Push
ass on
pop
the
pooper.
internet.
Like, I'm just saying, some of you guys never done butt play and it shows, okay?
Yeah.
Which
Oh my
ones?
I'll let you decide.
I did tell Lisa that she needs to peg Dan.
That's why the wives were involved.
It's like, teach this man how this works.
We're adults with jobs.
Children.
Yep.
We're children.
Amazing.
And someone's a boat captain.
That's your butt ready for the push pop.
All this butt talk made me want to go tugging.
Whew. All right. What's up on a classic this week, guys?
Oh man, I'm glad I prepared one. Since we are talking conspiracy theories after the break, I've done this classic before, but you know what? Fuck it. From August 17th, 2017, Popcast 389, Copyright Dingus. It's when Jose uncovered the conspiracy of the giant chair in downtown Orlando.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah. All right. This is good work. Enjoy this, and we'll be back in a minute. Love you. Bye.
Enjoy the refreshing taste of an ice-cold Popcast classic.
So I alluded to it last week, and then I forgot to tell the story, but I got off of jury.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Call of jury duty.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty cool. I guess just put that you're being sued when they asked that question, and they're like, oh, okay.
Wow.
We don't need this guy. So I got out of it, but I had a thing with something else. So I was at the courthouse.
They were like, while you're here.
While
So
we get
they have like this not blast. I can't even think of the name. Like a little display of like historic the downtown Orlando-ish type blah 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 blah. And they show a picture of like this old furniture store that used to be on the corner of something and something downtown. Fucking chair. like a like a ridiculously large chair that was on the top of the building. Like that's what they were, it was a photo thing, when somebody drove by, they're like, holy shit, it's a big fucking chair. Took a picture. This is back in the day. This is like the 30s. People are amused easily with big chairs back then.
like an adult joke with a big ass chair.
Remember back when chairs were the shit?
Man, I'm still all about chairs.
There's the bullshit. There's one of those in Lynchburg, where like right down the road from the Jack Daniel's distillery. Big ass chair.
Did you say Lynchburg?
Yeah, Lynchburg.
God damn it.
That's where they make Jack Daniel's whiskey.
I bet you there's not a single Confederate statue in Lynchburg.
Not a one. Definitely not.
In fact, the giant chair is made out of Confederate statues.
So while we're waiting to hear from the man, where I'm looking at this thing, and I noticed that there's two different pictures with a chick in it, and she's doing a pose, and it's a reporter for one of the newspapers. But as I'm looking at two pictures, one's a close-up, and one that's like from the street that shows the whole building. And I'm looking, but it's the same pose of the woman, like the exact same pose. Like they just took the chair and shrunk it and put it on top of that building. But like the roofs are different. The angle, it's off. It's not the same roof. So
Jose's walking to the courthouse. Fake news! Fake news!
What I'm saying is that picture was either taken at the exact same moment from two different angles, and they happen to have that picture from that exact shot from two different angles, or they fucking superimposed it on one of them, and you're fucking lying to me. So I'm calling you out, Orlando. Fucking faking your history.
Oh my god.
I took a picture of it. I'll fucking send it to the pop check because I don't know how to go from my phone onto the YouTube thing. And you tell me what you think. Huh?
Hey, there's photos of us at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, so.
Yeah, but we're not posting it in the courthouse claiming it to be the gospel.
I would.
There, I posted it in the thingy thing.
Said you bet your ass I would.
I'm just saying. I call fucking bullshit on your history, Orlando. What's in Antarctica, goddammit?
Why won't the CIA let me on their roof?
Big ass fucking chair.
That's ridiculous.
How can you even tell that's the same pose? That smaller picture
Because
is so
look at it.
It's so much smaller.
That's how you can tell. Look at it. The phones are smart. You can make the picture a little bigger.
I'm looking at it on my monitor. How big was this picture in person?
That looks like they'd sit there.
No, I'm not saying you can't sit there. I'm not saying that. Yes, that is a picture of a woman sitting in that chair that's on that building. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. What I'm saying is there's two different pictures. In both of those pictures, that woman is there in the exact same pose.
Isn't it possible? Isn't it possible that they merely took one section of the photo and enlarged it so you can see more of the
look
chair?
at the roofs. The roofs are different. Look at the ledge of the roof.
When you get to talking like this, I expect you to start telling me about Tower 7.
Hey, man, that shit was blown up.
No, but seriously, how big were these pictures in person?
Big pictures. That's a stand. That's a wall. It's a wall case.
Oh, it's a wall?
Okay, all right. In that case, I can see how it might not hold up under further scrutiny.
Yeah, that's a big fucking picture. Look at it.
But the roof is different. Look at the roofs, man.
And that chair that's in between the two pictures doesn't look nearly like anyone could sit into it. What is that, a chair for ants?
But next time you're down in the courthouse, find it. It's next to room 130.20.
Sure, I will keep that in mind for the next time I'm at the Orlando courthouse.
A regular stop.
Yeah,
Hey man, you never know.
maybe I'm getting something notarized.
Yeah, the pictures are fucking fake. I'm on to you.
Fucking funny.
What a weirdo.
I had nothing else to do except for trying to bring the city of Orlando down.
Nothing quenches your thirst quite like a Popcast classic.
Prove me wrong.
Makes me giggle every time I hear it.
Prove me
Every
wrong.
time.
Look
it's
at
like
the
it's
fucking
brand
roof!
I spent so much time trying to find like the Orlando courthouse artwork, like somewhere on the web that would have that, so that I could get the picture of that chair and just start putting it in other places. Like, not even mention it, just like have it show, and have Jose be like, "Is that fucking chair?"
Fucking love it.
Jose did
Love
that
it.
once, but with little mustaches.
Mahoney, you need to find the chair and make Jose a pillow of it.
Yes,
Oh,
that would be
God.
perfect. Well, there was like a whole thing because it's a government building. There was like a whole thing of like Florida government like art, and I was trying to find like where is this fucking chair, but I never found it. I invested a lot of time.
Fucking wonderful.
2017 was wild.
Yeah, it was.
It's so innocent to think about.
It's a
It just
different
seems
time,
so
man.
pure. Yeah.
We knew it was coming, though.
It was too good. It was too quiet. 2017 was too quiet.
Well, no, it wasn't quiet because, that was the year Trump got inaugurated. So it was every week some shit was happening.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's not pretend like his presidency was going smoothly up until COVID.
Yeah. Every fucking week it was like, oh, cool. Here's another thing that a Captain Planet villain would do.
Yeah.
Or a straight up Red Skull.
You see this thing that Fort...
they would do so much bad shit that you couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
And then it would be like, well, I don't even know what to be upset about.
Do you guys see that fart-face Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, is instituting a don't say gay doctrine for Florida public schools?
Okay.
What?
Like,
Fun.
was
basically-
public
Is it as an
schools
insult or for
making
teachers
posters?
as a
No,
as a
it's basically for teachers, and it seems like it's don't ask, don't tell, but for schools.
Okay.
Has
Yeah.
that been a problem?
Well, I'm sure it's a problem if teachers are telling your kids that gay people exist because that's how they realize that they're gay, Jose.
Well, that's how you catch it.
Yeah.
That's it worms its way into your ear and boom, dick in your mouth. Like,
Yeah, and then
That's
next thing you know, you're
fucking
talking about what
weird,
your
man.
favorite ice cream to shove up your butt.
exactly.
Practicing by eating corn dogs with no hands.
Fucking
Should tell all of Zoe's friends.
good job, fucking Florida. Jesus Christ. That guy looks like a snake wearing a man suit.
I'm pretty sure
Hey,
it was your Florida
you
governor
might
that
be.
there was some sort of neo-Nazi thing, and they were like, "Governor, whatever. Like, what do you have to say about the people who, have all these comments about the neo-Nazis?" And he was like, "First of all, what I'd like to say," and they like paused it, and they're like, "Normally they'd be like, neo-Nazis have no place in our society. What a horrible group of people." But he was like, "For those people trying to politicize this issue, like they can fuck off." It's like, okay. You can't even condemn the neo-Nazis. All right, great.
And Lee, I think you're thinking of our previous governor, Governor Voldemort.
Oh, yeah, that's
The
right. Yeah,
lizard
that,
man.
okay, yeah, different guy.
Ron DeSantis looks like he has always been and is currently smelling a fart.
Sorry. I
It
guess
kind of
those
looks like he took up
Cartoon
MMA
characters
real
mixed
quick.
up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking ridiculous.
He ran
right.
as like I'm Trump Jr., but now he's like don't associate me with that guy.
Yeah, my favorite is that he's not a governor, he's a congressman in Tennessee, Scott Desjardins, Republican guy, run out,
Can't say
big
gay
family
anymore.
values, kind of do, marriage, holy union, man, all that bullshit, right? He was
Who'd he get
caught on
busted
tape.
fucking?
Oh, he got caught on tape by his mistress, trying to make her get an abortion
Hell
love
yeah.
it.
because and this was like 12 years ago. He's gotten elected every single time since then. Like
Yeah.
it made no impact whatsoever. Like it didn't matter at all.
Well, he was like, well, of course this was a mistress abortion. I don't want my wife
Yeah.
to get an
Yeah.
abortion.
And everyone was
Or
like,
your
"Wow,
wife,
makes
or
sense."
your daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, of course.
Yeah.
Yes,
This isn't a
yes.
child of love.
Yeah.
But I didn't want this kid, so it's cool. I'm a man. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Fucking nonsense. All right, let's get into it, man. What do we got, Nice?
Pop topic.
Oh shit! You hear that? You hear Jose's heart pumping, just thinking about it. This got his music playing.
Feed me your info, guys.
So we talked about it, and I think Kelly led the charge with this, where it was like, let's not do a top 6. Let's write a few down, but we'll let Jose fucking run with the ball, and we'll check in every so often.
Yeah. So, right away though, my favorite one. We're talking conspiracy theories this week.
Oh,
My
by the
absolute
way,
favorite
this is all. We're not saying any of this is true.
Yeah.
Right.
We're just
Probably
talking
not.
here.
No, we're just asking questions. No, my favorite one that always boggles my mind because of how it's not like it's super. I mean, fuck it, it's a mainstream thing. These dickheads that insist the Earth is flat blow me away.
They're
Yeah, I'm not
adorable.
on that one.
They're adorable.
It's just it is the most easily disproven thing with like the most basic effort. It never works. Like you can't fucking shut it down. Like they refuse to acknowledge anything else.
And like, who does
And-
the lie benefit? That's the
That's
thing.
the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, like who benefits? What,
Big globe.
globe? Yeah, right. Like if the Earth were flat, and you were like, oh shit, I mean, if you tell people, they won't be able to understand. It'll blow their fucking minds. Like, no, it wouldn't. They'd be like, oh, okay, that's fucking fine. Whatever. But
That's
It's just
Lee. Have
fucking
you
not.
read Department of Truth?
no.
You should read that book. That book's great. Like in one of the
Yeah.
first issues, it deals with like a government group that goes around and has to deal with conspiracies and stuff that enough people start to believe in that they actually start to exist.
Oh, okay.
So at one point they come and find the edge of the world because enough people have started to believe that the Earth is flat, that part of the Earth has developed an edge.
Oh,
That's
So they have to
fucking
go
funny.
deal with that.
That's really funny. That's great.
imagine how
And then
annoyed
they-
you'd be if that was your job.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just basically because dickheads willed it into existence, got to clean up their
Mhm.
nonsense. That would be infuriating. Yeah, and it's like it's a disc, but there's also a wall of ice around it. And that's what what you think is the North Pole and Antarctica. It's really an ice wall around the disc. That's the world. It's like, okay, well, how come if I walk that way, eventually, I'll take the boats, but I'll get back here if I just keep going straight. I'm like, nah, you're gonna cut over and you got to go diagonal across. It's so much mental gymnastics for no fucking reason. It's so crazy.
Well, the only reason is truth. Got to get to the bottom of the truth. You brought it up. But what's your thoughts on Antarctica?
Yes. You mentioned Antarctica in that classic.
Oh, you did. That's right. You did mention it. Okay, so what's up on Antarctica?
What is up? What's up is the Nazis have been there. That's what's up.
I have heard this too. We had a guy at my old job that would talk about the underwater submarine bases the Nazis established in Antarctica, and that they're totally still there. Yeah.
That they fled. That the Nazis have discovered the alien technology, and they also have a base on the moon.
The Nazis or the aliens or both?
No, so
moon Nazis.
They are moon Nazis. They're in hiding.
I mean,
okay, all right,
okay. The only thing I have to say to debunk that is there's plenty of Nazis here that aren't hiding.
Really.
Why aren't they calling for backup?
Like, imagine you are a moon Nazi, right? And like you've been up there for a while, all the time, and then like you start getting news about just regular ass Nazis making a comeback, and you're like, what? Fuck!
Yeah. We could have stayed there and kept doing this.
Like,
I've been on the moon the whole time.
You guys couldn't have sent me an email?
Yeah. No, see, I like it from the perspective of, like, let's say you're an Earth Nazi. Just the idea that there's a bunch of cooler space Nazis out there living it up.
Yeah, you're the lower
One of
ring.
those stupid assholes stuck on Earth. Like, enjoy.
You mean to tell me
Yeah.
they got a cool dome up on the moon, and all I got is your tiki torch?
And all I have is Alabama? I gotta live in Alabama? They're on the moon?
So you're telling me the Nazis had the technology to go to the moon and live on the moon for decades, yet Jews still exist?
Well, yeah, because they're not on the moon.
Yeah, 0 Jews on the moon.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to just leave.
On the moon. Yeah,
Problem solved.
Yeah, they got there. They're like, yeah, fuck, there's not us in here.
Yeah, Hitler was like, "Oh, I thought the Earth was flat," and then it like ended. We can just get to the line and be done with this. But like, there's more.
Fucking ridiculous.
That's wild. Like, I had never heard the Antarctica thing before.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is like, it's either like there's an alien craft that's crashed in there and they're hiding it, and it's in ice, or the Nazis have a base.
I think you're thinking of Man of Steel.
Bases. The what?
I think you're thinking of Man of Steel.
Well, they didn't get that from nowhere.
Yeah.
See, and that's another one is Hollywood, because that's another one of like the Illuminati thing is like they have to tell you what they're doing as like a
okay.
like a fuck you.
We're getting too far ahead of ourselves. So aliens, like where do we all stand on aliens?
I mean, they're out there for sure.
There's got to be something out there,
I don't know if
right?
they've come around to fuck with us or not, but there's definitely something there.
Yeah.
We just might just be too fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
think it's
absurd
very
to think
possible
that the universe is infinitely large, but we're the only thing in it.
Yeah, I think it's very possible they've made contact at some point.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And they're like, okay, don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah, during all the fucking craziness going on with having a evil game show host president, like they straight up declassified a bunch of videos that showed legit ass UFOs. They're like, I don't know what the fuck it is. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically admitted UFOs are real, but nobody gave a shit because everything else was so crazy.
Well, because they're admitting UFOs are real, which stands for unidentified flying object, but they're not coming right out and saying, yes, it's alien. It's an alien spacecraft.
They're saying that shit flew. That shit went in directions we are not capable of doing. We don't know what it is.
Shouldn't be possible. But, we're not going to say exactly it's the little green guys.
But we also live in an age of drones, so who knows?
Well, yeah, but this has been going on way before drones.
Right. Okay, so then you...
And a lot of those declassified things are before drones. But you also got to remember that just because the technology's new to us, like, and I'm not even saying like conspiracy, but like even like, you know, at one point a fucking Blu-ray player was expensive as fuck. Not everyone had it. So if you got the money, there's certain technologies that companies and militaries probably get first until it gets patented and mass produced and brought out.
I like it. We're rolling.
So, you know, they could, you know, the governments had drones before we had drones. There ain't no way.
And most likely other governments had drones before we knew drones existed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you mentioned it, the Illuminati. I think maybe there's not a definite Illuminati that meets, but I think the Illuminati is just the fucking richest people. Like they control everything.
Well, it depends on how far you want to go with the Illuminati, because my favorite Illuminati thing is that it's like, it is the ultra wealthy, the ultra elite, all this and that, and their plan is to reduce the population of the Earth by like 80%, and kill off all the people, this and that, whatever. And if you look at it that way, it's like they're the worst at their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing a terrible job at that.
Well, it depends, because then if you look who's behind some of the mass ongoings of destruction in the world, how much was them doing?
But if all these wealthy elites want to cut back on the population and get people all this whatever, they probably should stop making medicine and Marvel technologies that make it easier to live longer than ever before.
Yeah, but that's for them.
I think
it's for fucking everybody. Like life
Not
has
at
never
first.
been better or easier than it has been like now. Whatever now is, like now always keeps getting better.
Well, yeah,
As far
now.
as that shit goes.
But before that, there was a couple of years of the rich living off that shit first. Ask
the plan
Magic
is to
Johnson.
But if the plan is to reduce the population, you keep it for you. You never give it to us. Like that makes no fucking sense.
And they do need the lower class to prop them up.
Yeah, because they ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
I think if the Illuminati's goal is anything, it's to get richer and to make the space between the super rich and the poor even further apart.
Well, that's the flip side of the Illuminati. They're eating the babies and living forever. Drinking the
I'm
blood.
sure some motherfucker ate a baby at some point.
The psychic vampires.
Well, see, and that's the thing, is like, even if there's people, let's say there's like people in the Illuminati, like the Illuminati does exist, and it is just rich people, and that's all it is just rich people. There's gonna be a percentage of them that will create the Illuminati and what they think the Illuminati should be, and they're doing that wild shit.
Like fucking Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
I don't think the Illuminati is probably fucking Jeffrey Epstein, but I mean, maybe.
I don't think anybody's fucking him right now.
But just that whole community of, his sex planes, the super rich, doing whatever the fuck they wanted to.
The sort of Illuminati shit that they do.
Come on, like 95% of the shit that happened on that island was cool, guys. Okay, it's just a little bit.
And he absolutely did not kill himself.
No. No.
Like,
no, he probably did it. He killed himself. He just probably, was
had some help.
Was forced,
encouraged.
Just like Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, he killed,
where
himself just like Martin Luther King.
No. The how the CIA sent that letter to MLK telling him to kill himself.
Yeah, or that bullet.
Right. Yeah.
So where do you stand on JFK?
Just based on that MLK letter from the CIA, definitely it was a planned hit Who is responsible? Is it the CIA? Is it the FBI? Is it the fucking Cubans? Is it
The mob?
is it Lee Harvey Oswald? No.
Was it
Well, I mean,
the U.S. government?
Right.
Yeah, that's one that I kind of buy into, and the other one that, like, if I'm feeling particularly frisky, and I let my mind wander, like the fake moon landing is one that I'm like, this one could make sense.
It's
like
silly.
It's silly, but in the world of the silly fucking things that these maniacs talk about, like, you could conceivably fake a moon landing.
Yeah.
And there would be at least a reason for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so
I would be
so
willing to believe that the moon landing happened, but they're like, oh shit, we can't take video. We need to film a fake one.
Oh.
Well, that is also one of the, like, plausible fake the moon landing. Not plausible, but like more realistic, like, reasoning why
I
that,
never
that
even
was not.
considered that.
Yeah. Well, and that's like the whole Stanley Kubrick was the one who supposedly filmed it. And
Right.
Yeah.
The Shining is him admitting to it. Because the room where, like, the key is from has a number on it. I cannot remember what the number is, but that's how many 100,000 miles the Earth is from the moon, and they keep calling it the moon room, and he goes in and out of the moon room, and it's like,
And Danny has a shirt that's got like the moon on it, or a rocket
exactly,
or something.
yeah. They go into it in depth in that. What is that documentary about the various conspiracy theories surrounding The Shining?
Isn't it Room something? Room 309?
It's room. I cannot remember what the number is, but it's room something.
That's my favorite thing about all these things too, is that it's like some crazy thing, right? Whatever the thing is, and then like, well, yeah, but if you just look at this right here, they're telling you they're doing it. They're showing you right there that they're doing it. You just gotta, like, squint a little bit and look this way and chuck out a lot of plausible deniability, and then you can see they're just showing you that they're eating babies right
Wake
there
up,
on
people.
ABC. Yeah.
I never even considered that they faked it, even though it was really happening, just because they couldn't get the video. That's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
that's one of
that's
those things where it's like, it's 2022, and we had a hell of a time getting a podcast set up for just the five of us, like last week.
Yeah, we're
But
talking about black and white
remember-
tube television.
We
Yeah,
did
but
it
they
in
fucking
2011.
live streamed the moon landing.
In 2011, we could podcast with no issue. They've made it more difficult.
That's wild.
Yeah, but they were able to live stream the fucking moon landing, no problem.
Yeah, I've always kind of just turned my nose up at that theory. I like it because it's fun, but I never considered, that they really faked the moon landing because of all the advancements they've done in space travel since then. But that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's one where I'm like, I could kind of see it. It's just
What's
it's
scary
silly, but it's plausible enough to be a thing.
If, let's say that is true, if they are willing to lie about some things, it's almost fair game. Almost everything's on the table at that point. Like, once one of these big ones become fucking true, then you have to go back and relook at all of them with a different set of eyes, with less skeptic eyes, and figure out some of it. I don't know. I like the like all the old paintings that kind of looks like you can see little aliens in the background, and there's something like the
those ugly ass cats. The cats that look like men.
I'll
right,
pick this.
yeah. That's a conspiracy.
And I like the one, like, there's certain Da Vinci. So like in between 1476 and 1478, Da Vinci disappeared. There's 2 years of his life that's like unaccounted for. And at the beginning of that time, right before he was unaccounted for, he wrote in like his autobiography, some notes he wrote that he went into this cave and trying to search for creativity and, kind of find himself. It was like a soul searching thing. But he disappeared for 2 years. So when he came back and he talked about going to the cave, but he didn't say anything like mystical. But right after coming back is when he had like the majority of his creative inventions.
Oh, that's when he went and became part of the Marvel universe in the Shield comic.
Yeah, he created Shield. Right.
There's an entire series about this on Stars, Jose. He went and fought monsters with the Vatican.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's on Stars.
It's got to be real.
Yeah.
And by monsters, you mean child molesters.
No. I said he fought monsters with the Vatican, not fought the Vatican.
Canon. Then he realized that he was working for the enemy.
Yeah.
The call is coming from inside the Vatican. You know what we need to talk about? 9/11.
Hey, I'll tell you, I still haven't seen anything that looks like a fucking missile hitting the Pentagon. And they hit the part of the Pentagon that was under construction already, and nobody was around the area because the area was for construction.
Okay,
Slow
down.
It's kind of a lot.
I don't know anything.
It's kind of a lot.
We heard you, Jose, but you're taking us on a ride here.
Going too fast.
Yeah, you said a missile hit the Pentagon. You said it was a construction area, so no one was there. So what are you saying?
The show was. The show was a ride. Let's roll.
Yeah.
I said a what?
Is there a delay? 2 + 2, Jose.
Oh yeah.
4.
Oh, yeah.
That is quite the delay.
How did that happen?
Jose, hang up and come back.
That could have happened at the beginning. Who even knows?
I mean, no, I feel like
They're on to us.
He was there. He was there with it for a while. Yeah, they are on to
we
us.
didn't even realize he couldn't hear Lee for like 20 minutes.
God, right when we were getting good to the 9/11 shit.
That's exactly what. That's what's
Little
up.
suspect.
They knew.
Yeah. Of all the times, come on.
While we're waiting for Jose, let's talk about birds.
Okay, they aren't real.
Right.
Every time we get close to the truth.
They shut you down.
Okay.
Birds
are
just drones that watch us.
Does this include chickens?
Yeah.
But what?
All right.
But we eat them. What are we eating?
Fake meat.
Possible.
Peoples.
Oh shit, we're eating people?
Soylent Green's peoples.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
think this
Soylent
whole
Green.
plant-based thing is eventually going to end up with us eating people.
Yeah.
Well, that's hardly plant-based.
Well, but you know how that Soylent Green shit happens. They don't really tell you you're eating people.
They tell you you're eating healthier, and then you like it, and you're like, man, this tastes good.
God damn,
Or
this
could-
does taste like real meat.
Yeah. Could be like in what's that fucking the Cold Train movie? Snowpiercer.
I like it better as Cold Train.
Where they it's like they're eating just like ground up roaches.
Yeah.
Cold Train, the series. So we
is
were
that
all
it with
we're all in
birds?
agreement, right?
Oh.
A plane did not hit the Pentagon.
Okay. You gotta. I am not as up on 9/11 conspiracy theories as you may be.
The thing about the Pentagon is the side of the building that was hit was under construction already.
Okay.
So, number one, the insurance claim alone, like you're already paid for the construction, you're going to do it, but now that whole place gets hit. and then you're going to rebuild the stuff you were going to renovate anyways. So why not hit that part? I haven't seen anything that looked like a plane around the Pentagon.
Okay, so
in any of the pictures and any of the debris and any of the wreckage, it does not look like a plane.
You said missile before, but you meant plane.
I was like, did somebody shoot a missile?
Yeah, you're implying they shot a missile into the Pentagon.
I'm saying I don't see a plane crash in the side of the Pentagon.
I will say that one was always when it all happened and they're showing pictures when I was a kid, and it's like,
where's the
what
plane?
happened? Yeah, there's no plane here.
There's no plane. There's no parts of plane. There's no wings. There's no seats. There's no wreckage. There's zero plane at a plane wreckage. Like, that is baffling to me.
Yeah, it's fucking
like
weird.
nothing.
That's really
there's no
weird.
wheel. There's I haven't seen anything at the Pentagon.
And then, if you want to get really
That
wild
tower,
with it,
what
a
was
couple
it? Tower
weeks,
7?
Yeah.
But if you want to get real wild, a couple
Did I get
of
cut off
weeks
again?
before...
No,
you're good.
You're still here.
Oh, see, they're listening.
I'm just
What?
looking at pictures of the Pentagon.
Then there was the news footage where they had the clip of the reporter who called that the Tower 7 fell before it fell, and then
that's wild. I heard Jesse Ventura say that
minutes
in a video
later
I was watching
it
today.
fell.
Okay, but what about that picture of Hulk Hogan booting the tower? Is that real?
Yes. No,
All right,
that's
cool.
fucking fact.
That's what I
Now
thought.
the wild conspiracy about the plane hitting is the hologram technology. Have you seen that? They're the plane was a fake. They show the different angles, the trajectory, and you can kind of see where when the plane goes through, the nose kind of points out real quick and then vanishes, and then everything.
Oh, no, we saw that live. That definitely happened. That
yeah,
was
I don't.
wild.
I think that's less a hologram and more just the technology of the time.
Yeah.
Not having the best video quality.
The thing
there
with the
is
Pentagon, I'm looking at
There's
the
this
Pentagon
theory
wreckage,
that- Go ahead. Yeah.
and it's a huge wreckage. There could be a plane under all that, but I do not see a plane. I wonder if part of the reason we saw so little of the Pentagon is because it's supposed to be top secret and you don't want to see. No?
See, then the other thing is so if okay, so let's say
The part
Let's
I'm
just-
having trouble with your Pentagon theory is the insurance fraud aspect.
well,
So
no,
the
I'm throwing
government-
that in there. I'm
The
throwing that in.
government who makes up fake money is you know what we should do? We should commit insurance fraud.
No, I didn't say it was for insurance fraud. That's just a byproduct of the situation. That's just that's the afterwards.
One of the Pentagon things
I
that
can't.
I always thought was
I guess
kinda
I'm not
wild
allowed to say what it is now.
You
I'll
can
put
say
it in the
whatever you
thing.
want.
What?
Unless, is it a word you shouldn't be saying?
Oh no.
What is this?
Lee,
Oh, no,
you
they
have
got
a
Lee.
serious delay.
I haven't heard Lee in a while.
He's talking.
got him.
He's
Is he?
always 5 minutes behind us. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm back to not hearing Lee.
No, he's back, I think.
No, can't hear you, Lee. What the fuck did you just put in the chat?
I don't like it.
What is that? Have to do with
That's the
Pentagon?
old term when you burn a building down to collect.
Okay. Yes.
Yikes.
So, but
Good now?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, good. Yeah, what I was trying to say is that one of the Pentagon things that I remember hearing about was that 2 weeks before the attacks, Rumsfeld was at a press conference talking about how they lost or couldn't account for something like $3 trillion or some shit.
Yeah.
This, you can watch this. This actually happened. That's the thing that was on TV. And then, like Jose said, the parts that they got hit were under construction, but that's also where all the records that would explain where that money went were being held
Exactly.
time too.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
So what's
that's
the
not
theory?
too much actually legit did happen. Like that part is actually definitely true.
You're going to tell me, coincidentally, the Pentagon got hit in the exact spot of all the paperwork. And I wonder how many files were moved there prior. Like what else was in that got put on that side of the building?
Okay, so what's the theory is that the US government, in order to cover up $3 trillion missing, shot a missile into the Pentagon to coincide with plane attacks in New York, or they were also
now
behind
that comes down to how far do you believe they knew it was going to happen to where this was just all part of it.
Oh,
I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying that's farther down the rabbit hole you can go.
I believe
how in advance. So let's say they did hit the Pentagon, but that takes like knowing. You don't just all of a sudden, oh shit, the towers got hit the Pentagon. Like that's premeditated.
Well, yeah,
It just doesn't feel like it would be the amount of effort required to cover that up.
It's not about the cover up. It's about selling the story.
Right.
Coincidentally, let's hide some evidence while we're doing this. What's the best way to hide it? Blow it up. We were just attacked. Nobody's questioning anything. You don't get time to ask what files.
We can go to war now.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what happens in times of war? A lot of people make money.
Yeah, but yeah.
Including the vice president, who was the head of a private military contractor.
Oh, yeah. There was that connection too, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, that's all fine and good. I just don't get how that ties into like, oh, well, this was because money was stolen and they were trying to cover their tracks.
No, I'm not. That's not. But that's not why.
Stolen. Prove it. Like.
No, what it is if you're saying that they knew something was going to happen,
they did know that
was going to happen.
There was a plan.
Then you can also say, okay, what do we need to get rid of? This is the time to do it. Round up everything incriminating on anything that they have on us currently or could.
Bring me Walt Disney's head.
And go throw it on that side of the building. Don't ask any questions. And then all of a sudden, the towers get hit. Building 7 comes down. Oh, wait, it's still up. 7 minutes later, 11 minutes later, however long it was, then that goes down.
Okay, so what's the flight that supposedly flew into the Pentagon? Like, is there records of this flight? Of these people?
I'm sure.
You're sure, but can you find it? Does it exist?
But I haven't looked.
Well, I mean, he looked at the pictures, and from the pictures he saw right off the bat, it doesn't really look like a plane crash. It looks like something hit the wall, something exploded.
I do love the one where they're like, there were no planes, no plane went down. In fact, there's photos of you can see that this plane was actually landed in Minneapolis, and all the people are safe, whatever. And that's the one there's no fucking way, because 5 people can't keep a secret, right?
No.
A whole 2 planes full of people. There's no fucking way that. No way.
Another
big
argument against something like the moon landing was to fake that. That takes a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, number one, you have to have all the astronauts, if they actually went, they're not lying, they went. But if they knew, did they lie to them? Did they tell them, yeah, we're transmitting live, and they had a camera going, but just there was no signal? So do you guys think that everything they're doing, because then you would imagine
they would come back and see
the footage that they met
and be like, that's not me, that's not what I did, that's not what I said.
So then now it comes down to well, then they're in on it. The astronauts are in on it.
Yeah, and that's the problem with like the flat Earth thing. It's like, okay, so every pilot, everyone ever has been involved in this, and they're all in on it. Okay, cool.
So, American Airlines Flight 77 out of Washington Dulles International Airport headed to LAX. It looks like they made it past West Virginia and then circled back to hit the Pentagon. There were 189 total fatalities.
Where?
58 passengers, 6 crew, 64.
I'm not saying
Total. So there must have been 120 people at the Pentagon that died. So construction workers?
Could be.
If it was a union job, they're
You're
probably
still
on
losing me
break.
on all the motive, just so that they can hide records. A
No,
thing
but
that they
that's
do
not-
literally every day.
But
it's
that's not
motive,
why
it's
they
opportunity.
did it. Exactly. It's the opportunity. It's not the motive. It's not like let's fake 9/11 so we can hide
Then
this
who
tax
shot the
fraud.
missile? Why did the missile get shot? So the missile gets shot, and then they're like, "Shit, quick, destroy the paperwork."
No, what are you talking?
No, it's
What are you
destroy
talking
the
about?
paperwork with the missile.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not opportunity. Then that's motive to shoot a missile. Like
No,
you
the
shot
opportunity.
the missile to destroy the paperwork.
Yeah, and you disguise it as a plane crash. Part
Yeah,
of
and I'm
9/11. No
saying-
one questions anything.
Fucking Trump ripped up half his paperwork in front of people, and they just threw that shit out. So why would they shoot a missile at it to destroy?
That's a fair
That's actually, but Trump was playing a very different game. To be fair,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
right
but
in
that
front of
also
people,
was
he would
yeah,
just
but
shred
was
it
that
in his
paperwork
hand.
that proved that you lost 300 and something billion
Who
dollars?
knows what was on it? We'll never know. He ripped it up, threw it out.
You know what, though?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone gives a shit what would happen if they lost $3 trillion. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Fucking throw them in jail? No.
Yeah. How
But
would
that's
we?
also
What would
that's
we
kind
do?
of what they're
Send in-
proving.
Send in
What
an,
they're gonna do.
like an accounting firm to audit them? Like, like, if we were like, "Hey, did you lose $3 trillion?" They'd be like, "No." We'd
I
be like,
mean,
okay.
When
Okay.
COVID hit and they gave how many $1 trillion to Wall Street, and in one day it was like, okay, it's all gone.
no, man, it was 15 minutes. Like, don't get me started on that shit.
Yeah.
That was infuriating. Like, infuriating.
Whoops. Well, this is interesting.
All I'm saying is I don't see no plane. Not on the Pentagon.
I agree. In the pictures, I do not see a plane, but there definitely
Like,
could be a plane
look
in
up
there.
pictures for like any other plane crash that hit a building or something. Like the sites just don't look the same.
Well, it is the Pentagon.
Yeah, it's a very unique
But
building.
that doesn't mean that the damage around from a plane crash is different.
Well, I think it literally does. It's the Pentagon. Like, if there's a building that's going to be different, it's going to be something like the Pentagon. You know?
Yeah, but you're still going to see a piece of plane somewhere.
It
I don't
looks
know,
like
man. Not if
The
it goes all
Pentagon.
way
So
inside the
you're
building.
saying the Pentagon's so special it just engulfed the plane and
Sucks-
swallowed all
it
evidence
sucks
of
it
the
up.
plane.
Like a butthole with a push top.
Yeah, exactly. They flew the plane through the cardboard applicator, and it just whoop sucked it right in.
all right. Hold on. So on this picture, no, there's got to be a better one. Okay. What is this? Looks like the front of the building pushed forward or fell down or whatever. So I feel like there might be a plane in here and then shit had fallen on top of it, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm also
Maybe
not
it's
a fucking
inside,
plane
you know?
crash crime scene
It
expert.
stayed inside forever. No evidence
This is
came
a
out.
still This is not a Harry Potter picture.
Yeah, but-
It's moving.
Okay,
This is
but
not alive.
Does that look like a plane hit it though?
I don't know what it looks like when a plane crashes into a building. I don't know.
We'll look
It
up.
is it's very interesting. There's a lot of things that really definitely certainly did happen that are coincidental enough to kind of go, all right.
If you want to tell me
Interesting.
that they crashed, this was not a plane crash, this was a missile, and because the other things were plane crashes, they were like, just call it a fucking plane crash, so that we don't
No.
have to explain how somebody hit us with a missile.
Okay.
No,
I
yeah,
buy
but
that.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not
I know
saying
that's
like
not what you're saying. I'm saying if that was what you were saying, I'd be on board.
All right, so I don't know if you guys can see this right now in Zencaster, but I've got a security video of a plane hitting Pentagon released, and you can't really tell what's happening. All right, here it comes. That kind of looks
now,
like
if it's that low, where is the markings of something that low that's a plane?
What kind of, like on the ground?
But
What kind of
it fucking goes. It goes into the building, and it's gone. Like it's not right here. It's here.
Yeah,
but
you
then-
see all
but then
this
it's
cloud
too.
far enough into the building.
It has wings, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to stay together and just go. But
Well, no, it
now go
probably-
back,
yeah.
go back to the front. No, like the pictures of the front of the damage. If it's that low, like there's got to be some kind of
All right, let's see. Let's see.
pretty skinny for a plane.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
pretty
one of those
low and
things.
skinny for a plane. Now, like, where's like nothing on the ground, no skid marks, no kind of like
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of shit on the ground.
not in front of it, but like leading up to it. Like that was pretty low for what was supposed to be a pretty big plane, right?
I mean, it gets all the way to the ground. Like, what do you mean low?
I mean, it's
Okay,
like,
so if it got all the way to the ground, where's the ground markings of a
I'm
plane
not
that's
saying
coming
that
that
one.
fast?
I'm not saying
Yeah, it
that
wasn't like
plane
driving
got
like a
to the
car.
ground. I'm saying planes land on the ground. Like, it doesn't matter how big they are; they just go to the ground.
I get they land on the ground, but if you go look at the ground where planes land, you can tell something
well,
landed.
I think it landed in the Pentagon. It didn't.
Yeah, it
fucking
didn't hit
touch
the ground
down.
before it went into the Pentagon.
Landed inside.
And it
All right.
fucking just rocketed inside as far as it could go, and then all that shit on top just fell down.
Yeah.
So the plane kept in complete tact all the way to the metal. All right.
I don't
Nobody's saying
understand.
that.
Yeah, it probably lost its wings pretty quickly.
I would imagine, yeah, that they'd
was
probably
pro-
just
and it
tear
was
right
probably
off. That's
cut-
probably how they're designed. to
Yeah,
just
and it's probably
break
just
off.
covered up by everything on top of it.
Yeah.
All right. So where's some wing damage?
I mean,
in the
those could be
building?
pieces of wings.
Yeah.
Where's
It could
the
be.
part of the damage that is clearly not wing damage? Like, what do you mean? Where's the wing damage? Like, which part of that is not wing
I
damage?
mean,
I'm just saying that's a pretty straight cut.
I
That's a
do
pretty straight
admit
cut.
that it is hard to get a good look at this because it's the Pentagon, I think.
Yeah, it's full of
Especially
shit they
if
don't
they're
want us
trying
to
to cover up documents, they're not going to be letting you get in there and get a good look at everything.
I'm just saying. I haven't seen anything that definitively says plane.
I wish there was. I'm on YouTube right now. Pentagon 911 plane removed to see if there's like footage of them taking the plane pieces out, but probably not.
No, I'm sure there's not. That would be shocking.
Yeah, let's. This is gonna bum us out if we talk about it too much longer. Okay, so I got some fun ones, Jose. And I'm
got?
sure
What you
you've
got?
heard all of these. Stevie Wonder can see.
Yes.
I heard that.
Yup.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I
heard
heard
that.
that.
I've seen the videos and I kind of believe it.
Shaq
Does
said the
seem
same.
like
I think
he
it was Shaq. Shaq has a story where like they lived in the same neighborhood or something, and he walked by him or something and was like, "What's up, Shaq?" He's like, "How the fuck does this guy know who I am? We like no talking, no nothing."
The video I saw was on stage for something, and someone walks by and knocks over a mic stand, and he just reaches out and catches it.
Oh no!
A real Daredevil moment, huh?
Yes. He's a very good lawyer.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this is it.
I think this is.
Okay, no, he didn't catch
No, that
it.
one's not, that's not it.
It hit him and he grabbed it. Actually, no, that's weird. That's kind of wild. I mean, what if the logic behind it is he used it as a gimmick to become a star, like following after Ray Charles, right? Blind piano player, soul singer.
Like maybe he was blind, but then like he
No,
got his sight back slowly.
he was never blind.
Oh,
He
never
just
blind.
committed to the bit.
The bit the whole time.
Yeah. I
do
saw
like how you immediately go to he was probably never blind. Well, never blind actually is the one that is more reasonable, but like was blind but got better is the one that's like, wait a minute, what?
Well, it wasn't like a permanent blind. Like maybe he got kicked in the head and like.
Yeah, when he fell down the well, he couldn't see, but then when the mule kicked him, everything was fine again.
Yeah.
We did talk briefly in previous episodes about the theory that OJ's kid did it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like that one. I've been telling everybody that one.
That would be solid if you read all the stuff about that, like the gloves not fitting and the timing and like OJ going on that Bronco chase was basically just to give the kid time to like clean up.
Oh man.
I just sent a video link to you guys that I didn't watch the video. I just love the thumbnail.
Him and Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder
Let's see.
wearing a watch.
What's a compilation?
Stevie Wonder wearing a watch compilation. Love it.
That's fucking funny.
This is kind of a fun one. And I believe this, even though I think she deserved the Oscar. But the conspiracy theory is that Jack Palance announced the incorrect winner for Best Supporting Actress, or when Marissa Tomei won her Oscar.
Huh. All right.
And they just stuck with it?
Yeah.
Because they sure as shit didn't do that for La La Land.
Right, well,
Yeah.
like, exactly.
La
Like,
La Land that won.
I believe some shit like that could get fucked up at the Academy Awards because it has.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
that's
usually
not like-
don't let it stick.
Yeah.
I mean, just at the Royal Rumble this past year, the number 28 was supposed to be Randy Orton, but then Shane McMahon's music started playing, and Randy told him, "You got to go out. I'm not coming out to your music." Well, he is also on the ground laughing so hard about it.
What the fuck?
That's pretty good.
What the fuck? Is that for real?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, because Shane was supposed to be 29, and they had to switch places because they fucked up the music cues.
Oh.
That's funny.
So it wasn't like
Okay, so he wasn't not supposed to be in the Rumble at all.
No, they just fucked up the order, and Randy doubled over laughing, and he was like,
Because
"Dude,
I
can't-"
imagined him like sitting in his office and like they called him. They're like, dude, they just hit your music. You got to get down here.
Pop that shirt off. You gotta get out here.
Come down, fucking loafers and all, dude.
Here comes the money.
You guys heard the one about Katy Perry is actually John Benet Ramsey?
Yes, that was on my
What?
list. That was on my list of clones.
Fucking
Okay. Oh,
What?
here we
Well,
go.
she's not a clone though. She's John Benet Ramsey, right?
Well, yeah, but she was lumped up in my celebrity clone slash.
Okay.
the celebrity clone thing drives me fucking crazy. So like, look at this picture from this person 10 years ago, and
Yeah,
look at them
exactly.
now. They're not the same. It's like, yeah, no shit, dipshit.
Yeah.
They're
None
10
of
years
us-
older.
Yeah,
Lee, where do you fall on Avril Lavigne?
Dead.
you definitely
Just-
got
Fuck no.
it. You think Skater Boy Avril Lavigne is gonna marry the guy from Sum 41?
You think she's gonna
Well,
marry
yeah.
Chad Kroger?
Well, yeah, no. I do see her marrying the lead singer from Sum 41. I don't see her marrying Kroger.
Yeah.
Oh God. so silly.
What about where do you guys sit on the Paul McCartney?
Okay, what's the
Right.
Paul McCartney one?
What's about Paul
that he's
McCartney?
The Paul
dead?
McCartney one, the whole thing about the Abbey Road, they're walking across the street, and he's not wearing the shoes, is that Paul McCartney died, and he was replaced with a lookalike to keep, because the Beatles, they were trying to cash in on the Beatles, and they wanted to keep it going.
I think
And
current
again-
Paul McCartney has had too long of a history and proved to be just as much of a talent as the previous Paul McCartney to be a different Paul McCartney.
I don't believe it, but that's one of like those old.
Oh yeah, no, that one's been around.
And that's one
forever.
of the, and that's one of the silly ones too. Where they're telling you he's not the same Paul by having him not wear the shoes.
Yeah,
Well, wasn't
yeah.
it
They would
also
they would do this thing, and then they're just leaving the breadcrumbs for you.
wasn't there a thing where you played the record backwards and it said Paul is dead?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In one of the music ones I saw today that was debunked, it's the whole Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz thing. While they might not have planned that, and that part is debunked, it definitely works, especially when you've eaten a bunch of mushrooms at a Wizard World Chicago show.
Yeah. It is still cool to do.
It works good enough.
Yeah. You heard about the Titanic?
I have heard of the
Oh,
Titanic.
The wrong
the
boat.
Titanic. The Titanic one's pretty great.
The insurance fraud where it wasn't the Titanic that sunk, but it was one of their other boats, and they claimed it.
There
the
are a
Titanic.
few crazy Titanic ones where they sank a boat that wasn't Titanic. My favorite one is that some of the rich and powerful people that were on the boat, whatever, their enemies sank the boat to get them, as if there wasn't a million easier ways to kill off somebody than sinking an entire ocean liner.
But if you can mass gather enough of your enemies into one place and make it look like a fucking element accident, which is another one that the government controls the weather.
Yeah, if that's true, they need to turn the fucking knob to the right. I'm cold and tired of it.
Well, fucking homeboy turned the goddamn air conditioner on too high, and then try to zip off to the Bahamas, and they said, gotta get back down here.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Texas governor when they got the snowstorm.
Are you thinking of Ted
is
Cruz?
that-
Cruz.
Okay. Let's say for a second the government can't control the weather, right? Let's take that trip and acknowledge that that's a thing that's definitely happening. They're not giving the keys to Ted fucking Cruz.
I don't know. You see that haircut?
Not you, Ted. Not you. Some real shit about the Titanic. The Titanic had those 3 big smokestacks on it, only 2 of them were functional. The third one didn't do anything, but the guy who designed the ship thought it would look cooler if there were 3.
Get that?
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you're a kid and you're drawing boats, I mean, the more smokestacks, the better, right?
He's like, but the things look good coming in 3, and everyone on the boat's like, yeah, but we only need 2 to work. It's like, I don't give a fuck. We're going to put 3.
Build it. A third one, asshole. Let's go. Let's do the third one.
Just fucking cap it off with the goddamn floor, roof, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Fill it with seals or something. I don't give a shit.
I know a guy can get you a good deal on some sawdust. Fill that some bitch right up.
It might take a couple of half-gallon jugs. That's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Let's see. We hit clones. We hit. Oh,
the blood sacrifice. That like celebrities that make the deal with the devil, they eventually have to lose somebody. Like Dre's
Right.
brother was killed, and then Dre took off big. Kanye lost his mom. Like there's all kinds of.
I mean,
them.
Kanye was already pretty big when he lost his mom.
But that was the blood sacrifice he paid.
Yeah, that was the deal.
happen. It didn't happen like when he signed the deal, but that's the sacrifice he ended up. You never know who it is. You just signed the deal, because Kanye was in the car crash. So that's the easy connection. He was
Okay.
in the car crash, was going to die from the car crash, signed the deal with the devil, you know, making it big, blah, 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 blah. And then he comes around like, all right, time to pay up.
Time to pay the piper.
Took his mom.
Okay. All right,
It's your
thought
mother.
experiment.
We're gonna get her with the butt lift.
You don't have to say who, but close your eyes and think for a second. Is there someone that you would be willing to have die for Kanye levels of success, talent, and fame?
I don't want Kanye level of fame.
Yeah, but talent, success, like you don't have to be crazy.
Yeah, but that comes with the Kanye fame.
Yeah.
Do I get to pick the person, and do I have to like them?
No. Or
Yeah,
See,
'cause,
but
I mean,
that's the
I
thing
would sacrifice
is
countless people I don't like.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not how the blood sacrifice works. You don't
Right.
get the name. You don't get to give me your enemy. You don't get to double dip. You don't get to
Of course,
lose an
of course.
enemy and become famous. No, I take somebody you truly love.
I wouldn't say an enemy. Just somebody just needs to be put out their misery.
That's not how the deal works. I'm not here to help you.
Then no.
I'm just saying. I think that blood sacrifice don't work that way. Be like, take fucking that one dude. He's a dick.
like we don't want him. He's a dick.
Yeah. We're trying to
You
make
know how
sure.
this works?
I got a goddamn demon working undercover, making sure he goes to church. We're trying to send him up to the big guy. Let him deal with this asshole.
This guy's the fucking worst. I don't like that guy.
I do. I love the ones that's you probably should have touched on this with the aliens, but I do think that the Earth is way older than fucking we think it is. There's shit that went on we haven't even reached yet. Like it's buried.
how old
it's
do you
frozen.
think it
Yeah,
is?
we think it's like 7 billion
But,
years
like-
old or something.
Other shit's happened. Other shit's happened on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a creationist. I think the Earth's pretty fucking old. Like,
I think
Yeah,
the
I don't
point
know about that one.
the point being that there's been way more time on this Earth than humans have even existed for all
Well,
kinds of
obviously.
shit to have happened.
What
Well,
what I'm saying, not everything in the history we don't know everything that should be in the history books is what I'm saying.
That's right. And the history books we got suck anyhow.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
fucking wild. So how about the reptilians controlling everything, Jose? The reptilian Illuminati.
See, that's a wild one. Now that's the one that
This
if
is
you're
what
gonna
got
go,
Brian Kendrick pulled from Dynamite.
I would believe the reptilian Illuminati if the true goal was world domination, because then you know what I mean. Like you got a different skin in it. You're not necessarily human, so yeah, you want fuck this place. We taking over. We want everything gone. But like
When I was
regular
like,
people doing that doesn't make as much.
Yeah, when I was like 19 or 20, whatever, I found like some David Icke videos, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Are you fucking for real?" And I'm like, "Oh wait, no, he's actually a crazy person. Never mind.
yeah, he's wild. He's
He's
wild.
actually out of his fucking mind."
What do you think about the expanding Earth theory? That the Earth keeps getting bigger and that there's like a mini world inside of us, inside of the world.
What?
See, now I don't know that one, but I do know like Hollow Earth, which is
Yeah.
It's part of that, and that the inner
Yeah.
part keeps getting bigger along with the expanding Earth. You know who's way into the expanding Earth theory?
Who?
Neil Adams.
no shit.
Yeah. He worked it into some of his later Batman comics, like the Batman
That's
Odyssey, that insane shit.
Yeah, I've not heard the expanding one, but I do love the notion that there's like a hole somewhere, and if you go into the hole, you'll find yourself in a land populated by giants
Dinosaurs,
and giants and dinosaurs.
Godzillas,
Uh,
King Kongs.
Yeah, Yep, and they know all the secrets of the universe, but they're just like, we're not gonna tell. We're gonna stay in our hole.
Is that the cave Da Vinci fell into?
Yeah.
Could be, Jose. It all comes together, man.
There was a time I was listening to this older guy at work talk about like all the shows on the History Channel he's been watching, and I thought they were all the same, just like one show. And I was like, wait a minute. There's a show about people going to hunt for giant Hitler's gold? And he's like, what? No. And I was like, but that's what you just said. He's like, no, those are 3 separate shows.
That's fucking great. They fucking Voltroned all the crazy together.
Dude, the other day my mom was watching a show on the History Channel about apparently vampires are real and they're hunting them down.
Really took a turn on the History Channel. Kind of like
Yeah.
the Learning Channel did.
Yeah.
You hear the one that's when we found the God particle that we sucked the planet into like a black hole, and that existence has ended. It just hasn't caught up to us yet.
What the fuck is a God particle?
The Higgs boson. That's
boson particle.
Yeah,
that's
that's fucking legit. That is legit science. Where they have like a huge one of those colliders, and they're just throwing atoms at each other, trying to create a miniature Big Bang. And then one of the theories is that in 2012 they did do that. They created a mini Big Bang, but it swallowed us up into a black hole. We just haven't caught up to it yet.
Oh my god!
But the God particle,
I think we
is
would have
legit.
figured it out by now, just purely from the time distortions.
Well, you hear they fucking set that satellite out that they're saying could possibly see the beginning of time in light years, which is
That'd be
wild.
fucking wild.
Because if you can see it, theoretically, you can go to it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying how long it'll take or what technology you need to get there, but if you can see it, you can go there.
Yeah.
So,
before we started the show, Richard Kincaid was in the chat, and he brought up the conspiracy theory that we're all living in a simulation, which kind of relates to your black hole God particle thing. And also, he mentioned Earth resets itself on Thursdays. It always feels like the end of humanity is about to happen. Then the weekend gets here and nothing happens. It's called Last Thursdayism.
I feel like that would require time to be more than like a construct we made up.
I mean, isn't it? Didn't we kind of make it up with this?
Exactly.
Fight? Everyone's fighting over daylight savings.
Yeah,
Arizona
so like
says your time's bullshit.
Like the world or the universe wouldn't adhere to. Oh, it's Thursday. Time to fuck shit up.
Jose about to go on a rant about daylight savings time made me think he was working on his Tight 5, and then that reminded me of Kelly's stand-up comedian character from the weekend.
My brain is an AI that makes horrible stand-up comedy.
A spooky mental haunted house.
Yikes.
Oh, wait. Yeah, sometimes it's okay to be quiet.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap the show.
Yeah. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
We at least
Pretty
touched
good.
on it.
Yeah.
I feel like Mahoney is the most skeptical of all of us.
I'm not saying that I don't think some of these are real. My complaint with the Pentagon thing is not at all. If you want to tell me it was a missile and not a plane, I'm open to hear it. If you want to tell me it was a missile because they were trying to lose paperwork, that's what I'm.
No, but
like,
that's not what I'm saying. That's not.
If you want to tell me that someone shot a missile into the Pentagon and then there was a mad dash to eliminate paperwork in the resulting chaos, I'm just like.
Yeah,
why?
but that's
No,
but that
yeah,
that's,
the idea-
nobody's saying that though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
the
think
idea
you're
is
getting
that
it.
we knew or they knew ahead of time that there's going to be an attack.
Which they
Right,
did.
that there was, yeah,
So
which
then
did.
then there were 3 zones. We're going or the it's going to hit the trade, it's going to hit the Tower 7 thing, and we're going to send one to the Pentagon.
But
A full front attack, because then on the full front attack,
they sent it to the Pentagon. Why?
Well, no, they knew. So the idea is they knew an attack was coming.
not
And
they,
so-
we fucking hit the Pentagon.
Right. So,
Yes.
but like, so
Why?
when the so that okay, so let's just say you know that there's going to be an attack on the World Trade Center. So that's coming, right?
I
Wait,
get it. I
fucking
get
hell.
it, but
The
why?
World Trade Center.
Why did they attack the Pentagon? Why did they blow up the Pentagon? Say the why.
Because it's more attack at home. Nobody's
Yeah,
gonna the whole point is to go to war. That's the
it's
point.
plausible
No.
deniability.
The
So
points
then
go to war,
what is-
so we
what
need
does
to
it have
get
to do
hit
with
in
the
places.
paperwork?
That's just a byproduct of the plan that's already in place. That's what
Yeah.
the thing is.
It's like icy
So
on
this
top.
is coming. Yeah, so this is coming. We know it's coming. We've got all of this fucking shit we got to get rid of. So let's when the shit goes down,
You better
Let's
be
just have
ready.
it over there.
let's drop a fucking missile over here.
Everybody knew that there was going to be attack in that spot. That's the thing. This is the designated hit zone for the Pentagon. We got a spot that we're doing construction on, so fucking blow that up. We don't give a shit. Oh, we're doing construction? Put some fucking important papers over there. It's all going to shit anyways. Who gives a fuck?
But that's where you lose me. Like,
But okay, but how does it lose you? If you know they're gonna blow a building up and you happen to have shit you don't want getting out, would you not put both things together and be like, well, let me put this shit I don't want to get out
I would
over
not.
into the thing I know is
would
gonna
not.
go boom?
I would not, because if I have shit I don't want to get out, I would destroy it immediately through
Right.
any
Yeah, but they
number
didn't destroy it
of
immediately
simple
because they
ways.
were
No, I
already
understand,
getting
and
cut.
that's why I'm saying that I find that specific part hard to believe.
Okay,
Like,
and
if I
but they
had
didn't
paperwork
do the
I didn't
whole
want them to know about, I'd burn it. Like,
See,
in
and
my
that's the
fucking
thing,
trash
Mahoney.
can.
That's the
Like,
problem with a lot of these things is that it doesn't take much work at all to get to. Well, there's a lot easier way to do this.
exactly.
With
Like,
all-
why
almost
would
all
I
of
be
these
like,
things.
okay,
There
here's
is,
what I
yeah,
need.
but how many
Here's what
times
I
have
need.
you had a boss that has made your job more difficult?
What does
Now
that have
just
to do with the
just
job?
imagine somebody's boss high up in this thing who, yeah, there is an easier way to do this, but that's not what he wants to do.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
You're like, okay,
hey, Phil, we could just get like a shredder,
Right.
and
yeah.
we can just get rid of this stuff right now. Like, fuck you, Bob. We're doing the missile plan.
Because
Yeah.
you're risking these important papers that you don't want to get out not getting burnt in this missile
Yeah.
attack.
Like, what if the missile hits wrong, and instead of destroying the papers, it fucking makes them snow from the sky? Like, it just geysers them into the sky, and they're just raining down across Washington, and people are like, "What's all this?"
all I'm saying is it don't look like a plane hit that building.
That's fine. If you want to tell me it's a missile, I don't have any, like, sure, fine, it was a missile. I just don't get the whole relation of the missile and the paperwork.
The relation is if you know something's going to burn down, just put your shit that you don't. If you got it in the building, burn it. If we haven't destroyed it by now,
I get what
don't
you're saying,
understand
Mahoney.
why.
100%. Totally get
so
it.
you would start it burning first and then shoot the missile.
Who said that but if it's planned, you're going to make sure that shit is going up.
It's so fucking hard to get. Like, let's say you had a bunch of boxes of paperwork you needed destroyed. In a corporate setting, getting someone to move those boxes for you would be so much more difficult than shooting a missile at a building. Like, would be so. There's so many tickets, and you got to talk to, like, people you don't want to talk to, and then they're like, "Where do I have to move this to? How many of them are there? Okay, it's gonna be 3 weeks before I can get to it." Like, It's just an absolute nightmare.
Well, that doesn't mean somebody didn't go through an absolute nightmare 2 months before.
I know, but what I'm saying is if this was all part of my plan to have them destroyed when they were like, it's going to take me 3 weeks to move them, it's going to be a nightmare, I'd be like, that's fine. Never mind. I'll bring them out to my car and destroy them myself.
They'll just go in my recycling at home. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
All right. Well, I mean, they said that they were there, and they said that that shit went boom, and they said that that shit's gone.
yeah.
And there is...
Now, if you wanted me to believe that that shit was not there, and they just said, oh, man, you're never going to believe this. But
Right.
all that shit that we destroyed totally got hit by that airplane or
Mhm.
missile or whatever. Like, if you want me to believe that none of that shit actually got destroyed by that, and that's their cover story of why it's missing,
Yeah.
totally makes sense
Yeah,
to me.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put it past the government doing some real
Oh,
shady
no.
shit.
Do I doubt that they would
Oh,
destroy
God, no.
something? Not for a moment.
Yeah.
Not for a moment.
It does reek of effort though.
Yeah. It's just a lot to move something to hit it with a missile. Like, hit it with a missile where it is.
Yeah, but we're
Oh,
not doing
God.
construction over there.
But then you also
Will be
have
after the missile hits it.
you also have to tie the loose end of this American Airlines flight with 60 people on it. Like, did you just make up those 60 people? Did you make up this flight? It's a lot of extra
It is a
leg
lot of
work
work
to do
for sure.
to hide some fucking receipts.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing wasn't to... Whether the receipts are there, that the shit would have been going.
That I buy.
But it definitely does reek of effort for sure.
I think
This
it
is fun.
speaks to how
Yeah,
little we
it's
can
good stuff.
trust our own government, that we all know something fishy's going on with 9/11. We just don't know to what level.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything like with COVID. Who Nope, not even going there.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I had a thought the other day. It might have even been today. Where I was like, they need to just stop talking about COVID as if it's something special at this point. Like, it's not going anywhere. This is what life is now. Like, we can just stop talking about it like it's something unusual at this point. Like, come
Yeah,
on, fuck out of here.
Like a reverse Tinkerbell.
Yeah, right.
Give COVID the old reverse Tinkerbell if we all believe it no longer exists.
Oh no, it is always going to exist. I think it's always going to exist. So like, there's no
Yeah.
point in talking about it anymore as if it's something like novel.
What did I say? Was it last week? Did I say it on the show that it's like, I think we're all going to die of COVID eventually. It just might
Yeah,
be 10, 20, 30 years.
It ain't going no place. Yeah. On that fun note, let's call it. We're all gonna die. Nothing means anything. So tell that pretty girl you like her. What's
Right,
the worst
that's
that can
right.
happen? You know what I mean? You know?
Unless you're one of Zoe's friends, and then just keep it to your fucking self.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she'll shoot that shit right down, you guys. She shoots it down hard. She's not fucking around.
You know what though? I appreciate them little dudes shooting their shot
Yeah, me too. Me too.
instead of just being the friend and never knowing.
Yeah, they fucking know now. A couple of them do.
You said one of them pieced out, but a few of them still hang around.
Yep. Just the one pieced out, and she was bummed out about it. But I'm like, it's gonna be a thing that happens if you're gonna keep associating with the dudes.
Yeah.
We're not the best.
They're silly
generally
wieners.
speaking. Yeah. The silly wieners is gonna be a problem. All right, so
Just be
we'll be
like,
back next week. We got a couple of things we're talking about. Trying to figure out the logistics specifically on one. Maybe we'll do that one next week. We'll see. Yeah. So for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, and our good buddy Mahoney, we hope you enjoyed this chat. We hope you opened up your fucking third eye, sheeple. And if you got some fucking nonsense, hit us up in the Discord. Maybe we'll talk about it next week if something we missed out on. Join us at discord.panelsonpages.com. Sign up for that shit. Yeah. So we'll be back next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. I am Old Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Night. Love ya. Bye-bye.
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this. Demonetize this.
Fucking Google something.
Demonetize this.
Holy shit.
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
I didn't want to say it.
Demonetize this.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
Demonetize this.
You fucking
Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next Tuesday.